Florida is enriched by many things from the sea. For instance, this hemisphere's only sponge industry is located at Tarpon Springs. Divers of Greek descent gather sponges from the floor of the Gulf. This Greek-American colony is but one of several ethnic groups in Florida, the most famous being the Seminole Indians. The costliest of all the Indian wars was fought against the Seminole. Still proud, spirited, and brave, many Seminole lads prove it by wrestling dangerous Florida alligators. However, once pinned on its back and massaged with a little sand on the tummy, the gator falls sound asleep. But not this fierce-looking, though harmless lizard on display at the Miami Serpentarium, where handling king cobras is this man's unusual occupation. Here he daily risks his life to supply science with snake venom.
Friday, Friday, it's Friday, Friday.
Good evening, y'all.
What's up, everybody?
Today, Joe, Ted, Wolves Den, 351. Who else done this?
That's going to be my new little thing, is show a little Florida history.
Fishing with JBT. Hello, welcome all.
What's up, Norm? And tonight we're going to have Norm as a guest. I'll bring him up in a little bit. Everybody let us know if we're being heard all right. How's the new setup look? Do we look all right?
Is that what he does on the water? Wrestles gators?
Yes. Yeah, Joe, I found a bunch of those. I mean, for all over Florida. So I think when I start every live, it'll have one of those old from the 50s, some sort of history about something. I mean, they got them on the Rockets, on horse racing. I mean, everything. I'm going to try to look it up.
Florida is so cool. It has such a cool history and so many places to see. He was talking about going somewhere the other day and going and looking at this place. And I'm like, there's so much to do here.
Oh, yeah, where the grandson killed his grandparents with a hammer. But it's dilapidated out in the woods. So what's everybody up to tonight? As you can see, Doc had family issues going, so we are back over here tonight.
Hello, Glenn. Those are some fancy looking lures.
Well, we'll start with that since Glenn's in here. I got him somewhere.
Hey, there's Rob. Thank you so much for having your sweet wife call us and let us know that you were okay.
Yes, Rob had his surgery today, and his wife called or texted me and said that Rob wanted us to know. We're glad you're all right.
Thank you so much for letting us know. We were just talking about you. We hadn't heard anything like in the last day or so.
And y'all saw the picture. We got the Glen jigs down here.
They are so pretty.
They are. And he sent some plastics to go along. So next week it's supposed to, we're pretty busy this weekend. So next week we're going to get back to fishing. We hadn't fished all week. Lindy has been taking her captain's license test. All the tests are done, mailed in. We're waiting on the results. She's got to get her CPR and your physical. And that's it. And it's all done.
I'm excited. Then I got to fill out my paperwork for the Coast Guard and
turn that in, and that should be it. I mean, it's all about over. So
I was really sweating the test, and it wasn't as hard as I really thought it was going to be.
Well, because you've studied a lot. I mean, you learned it before the test, and it was just based on what you learned.
I did. I studied. I got to admit, I studied way more for this test than I did in school.
Yeah, fishing with JBT. I've seen you around, probably over at Doc's channel, I think, but if any of the mods would share links, hook everybody in here. Is a great channel.
Yeah.
Hey, Francis, if I didn't say so.
Hello, Francis. Hey, Shane, welcome.
Hey, Shane. Oh, there's Mr. Gigability.
Oh, thanks, Shane.
Let me bring him up right there. Anybody that, I know our regular crowd probably don't know Gigability. He lives up around Rob's way, up past Orlando, and he's a commercial fisherman. He gigs them and catches shrimp. All sorts of things.
Thank Thanks, Joe.
Really cool guy. He's one of the ones I know from one of those early morning lives.
Joe's my buddy.
Joe's my buddy. Or as Ted tried to do in a live today, he tried to do a diamond.
That looks more like a Joe.
Yeah, but shush. You went off the tracks right off the bat.
Sorry.
Yeah, we just hanging out, man. We just chilling tonight. Like I said, here in a little bit, we're going to bring Mr. Norm G up, who's another good channel in Florida.
Thanks, Joe.
Anybody in here that doesn't have him. So if anybody, throw up Norm G as well. But yeah, we set up the studio a little bit. As you can see, we're sitting up a little higher. Y'all can't tell it, but look, we're higher than the bar. So I have us sitting up on a platform. I mean, we are a little sketchy.
A little.
A lot sketchy. What's this? Thanks, John. That's where it's got to stick together. That's right, Giga. And if you go back and watch the very beginning of the live, today I started showing little videos from the 50s. I'm going to start doing like Florida history and stuff. And look, there's another one, Mr. Bugman. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, Bugman.
He's another one from the morning lives. Good to see you folks in here tonight.
Hey, Billy, I'm going to post some of the other links too.
But yeah, everybody get acquainted. Glad to see everybody in here. Yeah, you will, Bug. You come down here, we'll sit right there at the bar. You can sit on the Mark J. Larson stool that he made us. Oh, but while we're waiting here, just kind of everybody meeting each other, we got a future video on the way. A good friend of ours texted me this morning early. He said, I left you a present leaning against the garage door, and I think you're going to dig it. So, I had to go straight out there and look. And this was sitting against my door. And if you can't tell from right...
Does anybody know what that is?
Oh, you can see one right there. It is an original Roland Martin as seen on TV.
Thanks, Ted.
Helicopter lure set.
Is that not cool?
Got the hooks, the swivels. So I had to call Retro, send him a picture, and he said, yep.
Yes, Norm.
But look here, Joe. At Donkeyland, oh, I'm going to tweaker twitch that thing. I'm going to put on a big swivel, and they sent some hooks. But I will tweaker twitch that gold one. And I see the silver working. But look at those. Those are originals.
They're going to be fun to fish.
And yes, I'm going to use the song, what is it? North Carolina, raise up, swing my towel like a helicopter. But let me put, here for a minute, let me put this up, and I'm going to get Norm G to jump up whenever he feels froggy. We'll talk to Mr. Norm. What are we laughing at?
Ted said they're older than he is.
No, they're not, Ted. Now, they're probably older than sometime in here. Welcome, Kyle. Glad to see you up in here tonight.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, folks. Kyle here.
How you doing, bud?
Let me take my little video down before I end up bringing him up again. Oh, I know. I don't know where he got them at, Bugman, but I will be glad to, try them out.
Oh, we have all kinds of cool yard sales around here.
Yeah, Bo probably scooped them up somewhere.
Yeah, because his wife does a whole lot of yard selling.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Mr. Norm G. You saw him. We took him crappie fishing, so everybody's seen him lately. Welcome, Norm.
Thanks, Ted.
You hear us, Norm?
Yeah, I hear you.
There he is.
There you are.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah?
Yep.
You're a little quiet, I think, if you maybe turn it up a little. You want to try that? Let me see what you got.
Yeah, let me try. There is a echo.
Let me make sure I got it off. I tried it last night and with Joe, and I forgot to turn my echo Yep, my echo cancellation's off. You on just StreamYard? You don't have the YouTube side still open, do you?
Hold on one second. Let me try that. Yep, I do.
Yeah, you might want to kill the YouTube part and
Oh,
just
okay.
hang. Is that better?
Yes, sir. That's
Now what? Don't call me sir. Now what we do, Norm, is I usually look at chat when I'm like you are on my phone, unless you got another computer there.
Oh man, I don't.
That's usually the easiest way to watch chat because I'm not sure if you can bring it up in that end.
Here, let me try my phone real quick.
What's up, Mark J? What's up? I think everybody else. It's ma'am.
Who you mamming?
Thank you, JBT. That's actually just the bar wall. I just
Yeah,
turned
see
it.
now. All right. Good.
I turned it this way. Sometimes it's on the other wall. Sometimes it's on the other wall. But I hadn't posted the link yet.
Oh, you beat me, Ted.
But Monday night I'm going to be on Catfish and Crappie's podcast. So I tried to make it look a little better, so I don't look quite as bass fishermanish. But Norm, I represented well. It's a podcast called Catfish and Crappie.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
They needed a picture for the thumbnail, so I sent one with me with a big old bass,
Oh yeah.
just to mix it all up. You know that way.
That's what Tommy's talking about. I was wondering, was he talking about the 8.5 pound fish?
No, that's the short I made.
So John, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you, Norm. Oh, I could till right there. Whoa, you
Yep,
did
you're
something when
gone.
you leaned back. You muted yourself.
You're gone.
Nope. I mean, you were perfect until you asked me, could I hear you? And then you disappeared.
Oh, he don't have any problems catching alligators.
Oh, I can catch an alligator.
He lost a good frog with an alligator.
Yep, Norm, you lost it. I'm assuming you must have muted yourself. I don't have you muted.
Wolves Den Outdoors. Hello.
Just keep trying. I'll let you know when I hear you, bud. Maybe jump out, come in again, try it, because you're gone. What'd you get? What kind of baits did you get? Try me. Rob.
Look, I got that one.
It's so crazy how far do we seem to be lagging because my computer screen and my phone are like way off.
Look at Carl.
Look at Carl. Oh, Carl, Carl, that's perfect timing because we have a new introduction. Hold it up to the camera. We have turned the bell into Banana Bobby. There, Banana Bob. Yay, thanks, Carl. Thanks, Carl.
Carl. You got to see Banana Bob.
Banana Bob is first time out.
Oh, thanks, Carl.
You are the man, Carl. We much appreciate you, buddy.
Yep, I've done all my tests, and I'm waiting now for results on that. Have to get my physical, my CPR, 4-hour CPR class, and I'm there. I appreciate everybody's support. I really do.
Oh, so glad we got the test done. I mean, that woman has studied. I've had to be quiet in the house now for a month or so. It's cutting in on our fishing time.
Yeah, it did, might I add.
Kyle, Doc's sister was coming in, and they had a big celebration tonight going out to eat. So he said he may try to come in by 10 o'clock if he gets home.
They were going to meet his brother, too.
His brother, sister.
Yeah.
Look at Mark J. Larson. He wants to see Banana Bob.
Look at him. Let's show Banana Bob.
Look, Banana Bob's out there. Get it, Banana Bob, Banana Bob, Banana Bob. Thanks, Mark.
Yep. Oh.
If I wasn't so high up on this platform, I'd go rub my Mark J. Larson stool just for that. But I'm scared to get down from here. Y'all watch me just, it'd be like the guy going down the stairs, behind the sofa. I'd just disappear out of sight.
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready, Joe. I'm ready to do my first one.
Oh, Joe, like I said, she's got the hard part now. And, well, unless a physical's hard. But other than that, I mean, I figure CPR, she's got that. Like everybody made jokes, she's used to pushing me around, so that shouldn't be too hard. So it's just.
Let Joe send me try CPR out on you.
Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to real quick think of something that CPR stands for that's not quite dirty as hell, but I can't come up with one right now.
Yeah, it's probably hard for you to do.
Later, I'll come up with a good one for CPR, and I'll be ticked. I'll put it on the group check, something, and Joe will know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main thing they do to this whole captain's thing is drag you out to get more money. I swear, every step they want a couple $100 more.
Yep, it's been a little pricey so
It's been
far.
it gets pricey. Well, while Norm's trying, Ted, or you want to jump up?
Good morning, Amanda.
I told Ted earlier he could pop up if he wanted to.
Listening as she's working.
Oh well.
It's a working girl right there.
What kind of work you do?
You know what she does.
That's right. She's a damn kangaroo trainer. That's right.
Yes, it is, Joe.
It is, Joe. And we got charters so lined up, backed up that we can start running now, crappie fishing.
Oh, thanks, Rob. That is so nice of you to say.
What'd Rob say?
He says, I'm as awesome gets.
Well,
Congratulations and keep going.
there's Chatterbait Kenny, our fellow Floridian buddy.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny.
Amanda, what's the difference between a kangaroo and a... Oh, I was going to ask you. I saw it in... Not a wallaby. A wallaby? A wallaby. What's the difference in a kangaroo and a wallaby? Look at Ted. Everybody is in with Banana Bob tonight. Banana Bob, Banana Bob. Oh, you done shook Bobby Banana's name off. He couldn't handle it. Ted, you done broke the legs off Bobby Banana.
Well, thank you, Ted, so much. Lydia's first tip for Captain. Whoop, whoop, thank you.
Oh, it's not going to be the last.
Yep, no, I hope not. Just the beginning of many, many more.
I don't know, Bug Man. I jump into hog legs and not. I don't mean this bad whatsoever, but I don't get a lot of the cat fishermen out of there to come over here. Which I think now 2 stands or somebody's live, but
Yes, we do Friday night. Sometimes it's on Doc
Yeah.
Coastal Fevers.
Every
other night. Yeah.
every other week it's
But it's
at
Friday.
Coastal Fever. It would have been there tonight, but like I said, he's got plans.
She would say the size and cuteness, the difference between.
Okay, which is cuter, the wallaby or the kangaroo?
I don't think it's a joke question. I think he's asking.
I'm truly asking. I saw him in a pen on a video. A guy didn't know. Mark Doc's got a family coming in. They got a big dinner celebration and all tonight. He said he'd try to scoot in if he gets there in time. All right, we're going to try Mr. Norm G again.
Hey, sorry. Hey, John, can you hear me?
Oh, you're good now, Norm.
Oh,
You're louder and
whew.
good.
Man, I had to reboot my computer and everything. So sorry about that.
I know what you're doing. Roland tried to come in here and had issues and left. You just trying to do how Roland did it. That's what it is.
Hey, Roland's that guy is something else.
He's a mess.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Cool.
hang on, let me read what Bugman said here. Oh yeah, I'll do my best, Bug. I guess I ought to make a thumbnail because Hogleg runs them in the mornings. I bet he would run. He plays my damn theme song.
Hello, James. Welcome. Glad you're here.
And anybody in here, and I'll tell Norm that these guys have a live from like 2 a.m. till 7 a.m.
Woo.
So when I wake up, 4 or 5, not going, even before fishing, I've jumped in there before we leave to go fishing.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
But I sent him my theme song. So now it's so funny. I join the chat. He'll play my theme song. And here lately, when I'm getting ready to leave, I'll say,
You got me again.
Hogleg, play my outro music. And he'll turn it on and I'll bounce out. I said, it's really kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I heard some of your songs and your videos, and they sound pretty custom.
Yeah, a lot of any of them with Okeechobee, because they're not copyrighted. That's all local musicians, here around town. And then James, who just jumped in, let me find his last. James at Crankin' and Yankin wrote the words to our song, and he kind of did it to Folsom Prison Blues. So we took the words to. Actually a local legend. The guy that did it is like a hero in this town. But he just, took it away and changed the tune some, but it's all James's lyrics and another guy's music.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Definitely.
Yeah, it is.
Awesome.
But like our buddy Retro Bassin said, though, we can never change from Bruiser Bait and Bass Addiction, or we'll have to have a new song. Because in his song, he mentions wearing his Ray-Bans, which he's not sponsored by them, but he goes, I can never get a sunglass damn sponsorship because I say Ray-Bans in my theme song.
So I went to Three Forks.
Wait, that's what I was getting ready to let's build up to this.
Okay.
Norm had a video or put up a community post asking his subscribers what lake they want him to go to next. And anybody that doesn't know it, Norm fishes Donkeyland. He fishes Headwaters. Didn't you say Garcia was your favorite?
Well, Headwaters. Headwaters has been my favorite, but yeah, I love Garcia for sure.
Right. But he fishes all the lakes we do. A couple of our videos, one we bumped into you, and then we took you crappie fishing in one. So he's been in a few of them.
That's right, Glenn. James just nasty.
Yeah, well, Lindy put us on some crappie. I mean, Lindy, you did an awesome job. I mean, you put it right on it.
Well, thank
She
you.
does it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But his poll, everybody picked Three Forks. And anybody watches our videos, that's the place where I haul ass down the little narrow place in the marsh grass and have to drive through the palm trees. So anybody that watches knows what we're talking about.
All I have to say, you got some big cojones, man. I mean, I would never take an outboard out there. I mean, it is like the Amazon of I don't know what you want to call it, but I almost got stuck Sunday by myself, and I was on a far south lake end, and there was no airboats, no boats or anything. And I mean, I was out there for about 30 minutes trying to get off a tree or some stumps.
Yeah.
It seems like there ought to be a little more water because, Donkeyland's got it. I don't mean flooded, but then, we've gone middle of summer. It's got to be a little more water than middle of summer.
That's my most favorite adventure ever.
Is it really? Yeah. Lindy, I agree. When I was by myself, right, and when I was like an adventure, every time I turned around, there was something that looked different, and it was definitely an adventure. I probably didn't capture because I got a video coming out Tuesday for that trip. I probably didn't capture what I felt. When you actually going down a little narrow passage with stumps and trees and airboats, coming through. They can't see you that well, and all kinds of crazy type of stuff.
That's a hard place to get on video exactly what it's like because like you said, you're back there by yourself. You're doing, say, well, Donkeyland's not a lot different. That's why, the back of my truck, I got trailer leaf springs, hub, props. Worst case scenario, we can get to the truck. Everything's on the boat, I figure, that can get us back to the truck. Once we get to the truck, well, I had to buy a new spare tire. Somebody stole my spare tire somewhere in the adventures.
Oh, my goodness.
Dude, I floor jack. All my stuff's in the back, which it's got a roll top, but I got everything in there. The only thing gone was a spare tire. So that tells you at least it was somebody that had a flat at Donkeyland and had no other option. They're like, you're way back there.
Yeah, it is kind of scary. Probably want to carry a pistol. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just saying, I'd hate to say that I wouldn't have taken a tire in that kind of desperate situation. But I'd at least stuck $100 bill somewhere in there or something,
Yeah.
Because you know how it is back here. You don't have many options, man. There's not many options.
I love it out there because it's just peaceful, right? I mean,
it is.
I mean, it's really just a place where you can kind of, especially feeling a lot of stress from work or life in general, you just get out there with the birds and you just fish, even if you're not catching anything. It's just a very common, relaxing, thing to do at Donkeyland. But my license plate on my trailer got taken away at Donkeyland, and now I thought it might have been from the boat ramp because the boat ramp is very steep, and I thought it might have drug and broke it off. But they actually, the screws and everything was just gone 1 year. This happened in 2020, not recent.
Okay, my only thing saying it's the dirt road, Norm, I have a screw in the deck of our boat. It goes up to the bow, then it has the little cover the angled piece that always has your trim gauge, all your stuff on the front.
Yep.
It's a big, long screw. They're big metal screws that go down, into the floor.
Yeah.
There's one on the left corner that I have got in that boat with a pair of, Phillips screwdriver as tight as I can do it while on that lake. Go home, come back the next day, dude, and that screw will be 3/4 of the way out over. And I'm going to have to Loctite it and I put it's not like it's just laying in the hole. It's a certain vibration in that corner of that boat. It'll drive it right out.
So it could have been the dirt road. Yep.
I lose, man. I'll get back here and unload the boat, and the bunk will literally fall off the trailer. I'll look, and there won't be a bolt nowhere. It's they're gone because I think it gets that little and it just takes everything. It'll take them apart.
You see China guy Rob's in here.
Hey, Rob, and Kenny got his tag stolen. I mean, you go to the boat ramps enough. The only good thing with Donkey Land is if it's just a rogue looking to steal, that's a long damn drive to get there and nobody be there. You know, then it be empty.
Yeah, true.
So-
But I see some people out there, and I see that Shiner guy is on the call right now too. But yeah, I seen a lot of people just wandering around sometimes when I come back to the boat ramp. Either they're they're just kind of walking around, maybe they're just checking things out. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, we pulled up there, and you're down in that hole. If I see anything weird up there, like you said, I get the pistol out of the bag, put it in my pocket when I walk to the truck.
Yep.
And Lindy has got hers at the boat. So worst case, we're gonna get somebody in a crossfire out there,
I need to make sure I know where you're fishing, so that way I have protection.
That's right.
I got a 40, but I don't really carry it with me most of the time.
Yeah.
I keep that, it's a cheaper 9mm, but I just throw it stays in the fishing bag. I mean, I forget. I would literally probably get pulled over, and if the cop said you got a gun, I would probably go no, and it'd be one of those. In a couple minutes, I'd go, oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So I don't even think about it being in there.
Well, see, in the state of Florida, it is legal to
He
carry
knows.
a gun.
Yeah, Lindy, that's right. I forget it most of the time because my wife gets nervous every time I break it out. So where are you going with that pistol? I said, well, I'm just for keeping the boat. I'm not gonna, no, go put that back in the. She doesn't want me to carry it around, so she gets nervous when she sees the pistol.
Yeah, Norm Ted, that off the hook, he came down from Pennsylvania. We took him to Donkey Land, and while we were putting the boat in the water, Lindy had just went look, and 3 big boars run right through the parking area.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, that place is, that back in that area is full of pigs. I said last time I went to not Headwaters, but to Donkey Land, I saw a huge buck with 3 does. They're right there on the road, and I was coming through. I thought it was just does, but then I saw the buck come out of nowhere. So that place is just nature is just everywhere. Turkeys.
I do, Joe.
And Lindy got to see the panther on the way there. It was right before we turned in the dirt road.
Yep.
But she's riding along, and she was she was watching for deer. It was barely light. She hollers, "There's a deer! There's a deer!" And then it turned to, "No, it's a bobcat! It's a bobcat!" She looked at me and said, "I see its swoopy tail! I see its swoopy tail!" And she stopped in the middle of that and kind of looked at me and said, "Bobcats don't have swoopy tails." I was like,
No,
they don't have swoopy tails.
No, it's a lot of land out there. I mean, it's just a beautiful place. I mean, it is kind of crazy with the dirt road, 12 miles. I know it kind of deters a lot of people. And then when you see that boat ramp, that's like, I don't know the angle on that boat ramp, but that kind of deters people too. When I first, John, I don't know about you when you first saw it, or Lindy, I don't know how you felt about it. When I first saw the boat ramp, I was very nervous. My dad was with me when we went the first time a long time ago. And I was like, Dad, I can't. I had a bass cat. I said, I can't put this bass cat down this boat ramp. It ain't no way. I said, my truck may go in the water, but we did it. It took a little while to get used to that steep, boat ramp.
Red will take us
Yeah, that Shiner guy that's in here, he goes there. He's not a fan of the boat ramp.
Yeah, but I seen some of that Shiner guy. I seen some of your videos. You got some good content. So if anybody on this call has not subscribed. Shiner guy, you really need to, especially learn about shiners, because if you want to catch, and I'm sure John, your audience knows this already, big bass, shiners. I mean that is the deal, especially pretty much anywhere here in Florida. But I catch my biggest fish on shiners.
And I'll show you how I roll, Norm. And the second best way to catch a bass is on a bruiser bait. Ted, how do they get those? Watch the chat. He makes a nickel.
Let me see that chat.
He makes a nickel every time he damn plugs us. So he will plug us all the time.
That's right, James. It was a falcon. Yep.
So what is the best color of the bruiser swim bait to use? Because at Donkey Land, because I don't know what color really to use. I seen the website, but there's so many different colors.
It changes, but I'd have to give you like 4. I'll give you the 4 swim baits that I use all the time, and Lindy can do the big jerks. Yeah. I use, when all else fails, put a Houdini on.
Okay, I heard that.
That's my, when I can't get nothing to happen, which I may catch more with it in general because I go to it when I'm not catching nothing. Next would probably be the Summer Crawl. It's kind of root beer on the back with a damn bright chartreuse stripe down the middle of the belly. And that's lately. the last 2 months, dude, that's what I've caught all my fish on.
I seen that in your videos, John. I saw that. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I got some here beside me actually. Then Sexy Shad's up there pretty high. It's another chartreuse and white one.
Yeah.
And then the other one, let me think, would probably be
Mark saying Big Nasty. Is that a color?
no, the Big Nasty is like a 14. Hang on, I'll show you a Big Nasty.
Yeah, break out the box here.
Dude, it's like a 14-inch worm,
That's a good one.
and that's what they're in.
Oh,
14-inch worm.
You think I'm kidding? Mark won some. He lives in, I don't know why I'm brain farting,
Yeah.
out west. He bass fishes, but not a hardcore bass fisherman.
Yep.
Okay,
Holy
this is the Big Nasty.
holy smokes.
Way
Look at-
curled.
Dude, Mark J. Larson started fishing them about like I fish a swim bait in this
Yep.
pond and crushed them. I mean, day after day. Mark, what'd you get? Like, I know 4s and 5s. I mean, he absolutely blew it out with the Big Nasty. But you can see when you compare it to a normal one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's massive.
Yeah.
So is anybody on this call catching fish with those big worms?
Yeah, Mark. That's what I just told you. Mark
Okay.
J. He's in here.
Or Jay? Yeah.
And like I said, he's a trapper.
Are you ready, Norm?
Norm, watch this. She's gonna
Yeah.
she's gonna do the release. Burn.
Man. Hey, that is huge.
I think it'd go all
I'm
the way
gonna have to. And you can order those on a website, right?
Yes.
Same website. Okay. I'll have to get some of those, and I'll make sure I use your code
Yes.
to buy those. And yeah,
back-
I get it. Make a video on that.
Or stay tuned for our giveaway. You
Oh
know.
yeah, they're in the giveaway. So, and a rust bucket is another color I really like.
Okay.
In the box.
It's kind of like a red, and it has a blue in the bottom, like a blue in it. You want our box?
Yeah.
And Norm, this is how you order plastics. This is just our box we got in the mail today.
Woo!
I mean, and
That's a lot.
that's a lot. And like I said, that's not the giveaway stuff. That was just us re-upping.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I see Lindy whooping your butt all the time on the fishing trip. So
And I enjoy it.
I'll show you why and how.
Okay, look at the new one, Bass Addiction just come out, and this is going to be the wrecker right here.
This is a new one.
oh
Hard to
wow,
see the-
okay.
It's hard
Hey,
to
that
see.
looks
the
like
color.
that'll catch something.
It's called the
Tweakzilla.
Twitchzilla.
That looks
The
pretty
color
big.
is more of a. The belly is more of a chartreusey yellow. It's not really
Yeah.
showing up on the screen.
Yeah,
Yes.
that looks
We
pretty
took-
big. That's not a small lure, is it? A small
No.
bait.
No, it's a 5-inch.
Okay.
But we took this Try Me guy. He's the two guys I took on the charter kind of recently. The guy with the beard and John and Rob to Donkey Land. Anyway, he killed it on the white big jerk. That Lindy will cover her colors, but that would be mine. What I say, Houdini, Summer Crawl,
Crawl.
Rust Bucket, and Sexy Shad.
Yeah.
If I just had those, that's about all I fish, really.
Now,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
what I normally fish.
Yeah, this is the big jerk Lindy uses normally.
Okay. Hey, Linda, you just casting that lure, and you're just kind of how you fishing that lure?
Weightless. And I just let it flip,
Okay.
flip.
And
She can get that bait about a foot under the water and do the perfect, like you're fishing a Zara spook. She can walk the duck. I mean, she can get it floating with that little glide. And I mean, dude, when they don't want to bite, they can't take it still. They're just.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I see.
See, we buy them by the
Yeah.
50s and get double bags.
Good gracious. Yeah, I won't be able to afford those. I have to get the small bags, but that's all right. I'll give them a shot.
You got 20% off now, so that adds
Yeah.
another
Well,
bag.
I didn't realize that.
Also,
Yeah.
They have seconds.
Yes, buy their seconds, man. That's what I use in swim baits.
Okay.
Hand me a bag of swim baits, and I'm gonna show you what makes them a second.
Let's see, what was it?
Summer Crow. No. Right there, the Sexy Shads,
The Houdinis.
the Houdinis.
Those are seconds.
That's a bag of 25. See, it just comes in a Ziploc.
They're
Yeah.
$9 for
Hey.
25.
You can't beat that.
No, you
And I don't know if
Yeah.
it's hard to tell, but the colors may be off. Like one might be a little grayer,
Yeah.
and then the only per se damage. Can you see that there's a dimple like right there in that?
Not much. I mean, you really
That
can't
makes
tell.
it
That makes
Yeah.
it a
that makes it a second. And you know the way I fish them. That dimple ain't doing nothing but adding characteristics to it.
That's right.
You know, another place for the bubble to make. I mean, and you can't beat $9 25 bait.
No way.
And these are Bass Addiction.
Okay.
Bass Addiction, it's a different
It's
website.
same company, but
same
it's
company, but a different site.
All
and
right.
your code works at Bass Addiction as well.
Hey, I'm taking note, and I'm gonna place my orders so that way I can try them out on the next few videos that I come up with.
Okay, well, let's get back to your questions in Three Forks.
Yeah.
When you roll out, do you go, the main canal out to head to the back? Do you go through the trees or take the airboat trail at the end?
I don't even know the water that well. It was the first time, but I took the trees, so I had all the palm trees, and it kind of got narrow. When I went more south, it got a little bit closer in towards the boat.
Yeah, once you get out of the palm trees, you got that really tight place to get into the first big canal back there.
Right. And the first thing that came to my mind was if somebody was trying to come back the opposite direction, there was not enough room for both of us. So I was like, oh, I better hurry and get out of here. And I didn't know how long it was, right? I said, oh, man, this felt like it was forever.
Yeah.
There's one part where you have to lower your power poles to get through.
Yeah, and them palm trees, when we go through, weaving in the palms, there's a couple of them leaning palms. I got to get up there and lower the power poles, get under them, and Lindy stands on the bow, and we just work it all the way through them palm trees out.
Hey, John, you and Lindy, you need teamwork in that place. That place, like I said, I had a mud boat, so it made things a lot easier, right? I mean, I didn't have power poles, and I still, the back of my mud motor was popping up like this because I was hitting trees that I didn't see under the water, right? Well, and I wasn't even going that fast. I was probably going like maybe 20 miles per hour, and my motor would just pop up and scare you know what out of me.
Yeah,
and,
welcome, Buck. See, you don't have a wife standing on the bow going, tree.
No. But I tell you what, maybe I should bring my wife out there next time and scare the mess out of her with that place.
But see, we just creep through there, and that's the truth. She'll point, and I slow down and I'll trim up a bit, and take it out of gear, and we'll bump it.
Yeah.
Until I get over, then I'll take off again. Now, when it gets back there in that last part, like through the marsh to get to that first canal.
Yep.
If I get in too much muck, it'll block my fin, my intake water.
Yeah.
I got a little brush I keep in the boat. I got to reach back there and kind of just wipe that off of there, and then go like hell again. Yeah,
I keep a toilet bowl brush in my bass boat, not in a mud boat, but the bass boat. Because that same reason, Garcia, pretty much anywhere really in Florida, you get a lot of grass and weeds and stuff.
But we built that boat for those lakes, and that's why. That's why it's light, easy to get around. I'm not scared to, close one eye, hit the gas.
Man, you're not scared. No, excuse me. You are a madman on that bass tracker. I ain't never seen anybody go through the weeds and like the hydrilla and the hyacinth, the floating hyacinth. I mean, you're just bulldozing things I would never think about doing with a bass boat, right? Because I tried and I got stuck, and I never want to do that again.
But see, your boat, that Bass Cat, you are actually plowing through.
Yeah.
Me and that tracker dude, I'm skimming across the top, man. I'm just. Yeah. The bottom of that motor is the only thing breaking the water surface as I'm getting it. Well, a gator will make you kind of go.
Yeah, I hit a few of those. But, man, I watch your videos, and I'm like, holy – I was saying some other words in my head. Right. And I was like, man, John is a nut, man. He's going through that stuff like a madman, especially at Donkey Land when when the hyacinth starts building up in the canal and stuff.
But you're a Florida guy. You know it looks a whole lot worse than it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that floating hyacinth, it's all on top of the water. Your prop, 80% of the time, your prop's under it running clean, if it's just floating hyacinth.
Very true, very true. And Bayou Buck saying, what did he say? He said, toilet bowl brushes see a lot of mud. You ain't kidding about that. I mean, I definitely see a lot of mud.
That's another great channel. Bayou Buck is a great friend of ours, man, up in Louisiana, and he's about a nut.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to come back in this video right here and start subscribing to everybody on this call here. But see, howdy, Rob. Okay.
Yeah, but Bug, all these stories about it, though, but everybody can tell the story. There ain't nobody that we left behind that can't tell the story. So it must work out. And everybody that rides with me knows when I casually glance over at you and go, plant your feet. That, and it won't be excited. It's not going to be like, oh, look, that's what I'll be, plant your feet. That means, and usually I give it a little more juice and say, plant your feet. That means I'm a little sketched right there. I'm not sure. So we're going for it. We're going wide. Because, if I'm going wide open, I don't need about 6 inches of water.
Yeah. That's true. You got a pretty big outboard on that tractor you have there. That
Yeah,
Yamaha.
and it jumps it up and gets it rolling. That's the main thing. That's why I didn't put a jack plate, because I believe I can jump up quicker without a jack plate.
Yeah.
It'd be more of a slow, you raise that motor, that prop up, it's going to be a slower, where this time, dude, I can get it, I'll cut it hard to the right and hit the juice, man, and we can jump up and roll. It's out of here. That's my big thing with big bass boats. I used to love it on Okeechobee.
Yeah.
We'd be way back in there, and these big 22-footers come in, and first thing they'd come in hopping, because, they got the jack plate so high and they're slowing down, so they're going,
Oh, yeah.
whoa. And then when they sit down, you hear that little where they drug at the bottom.
I do it all the time with the Bass Cat, all the time. I mean, I do it, and I hate it because I don't want to mess it up, but yeah. But it's usually a lot of mud and mush, so it doesn't really do any damage when it does that. But.
And then we all fish back in here, and they all look down their nose at me while we're fishing. And then it's time to leave, and they're idling to get way out in the lake. Dude, I jump on a plane from where we were fishing, roll past them while they're on their little idle out to deep water. And I just kind of look back. That's where I tell them, that's like Chatterbait Kenny. His boat will outrun me. But if we can start the race way back in one of them holes, I'll take my chances, because I'm going to be way down that canal by the time he gets up out of there.
Well,
yeah,
I know you are, Bug.
You got a nice setup there.
But
so Bugman said, when in doubt, pin it. I agree with that. I mean, I'm smashing the gas every time, and I don't know for sure. I don't know if, maybe that's not safe, because you never know, right? Especially at Three Forks. So I was painting my mud boat. Yeah. I was going, it goes up to 32 miles per hour. That's max speed. And I was going 32 when places I didn't know exactly what I was doing, right? So it was, I pinned it.
A lot of logs.
Yeah, we have that first part of the canal going out where it gets tight in the reeds about halfway down. Me and Lindy are running, and I'm not kidding, no, I'm probably 46 maybe. And I get to thinking about,
46.
Yeah, I said, a palm log could just block that pretty easy,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we can do trimmed out. And if I'm trying to get that video, I'll layer back through there. And I mean, it's
when you get to the end, do you make a left and go down the canal and cut right in front?
I did. Yeah, Linda, you know where the cabin is there on the left-hand side? I call it the shack.
Yeah.
So
isn't it a lightning shack? That's what they told us. It's a lightning shack.
Yeah, it's a lightning shack. And in fact, I'm not trying to promote the video, so you don't have to watch
Please
it.
Do. Please do.
No, I'm not trying to promote it, but in the video, I did go up in that shack and did a video of the shack, inside the shack, kind of show everybody what it looks like. So right in front of that shack, there's like a canal, Lindy. You probably know about it.
Yeah.
And I just shot down the canal, but at the end of that canal, it's kind of like it was all clogged up, full of hyacinth and other stuff. But I couldn't really
into the next lake,
to the south lake.
Yeah.
And I just ran right in through it. I just ran through it.
That's what I'd have done. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Did you go straight along the dike?
I did.
To the other lake? Okay, did you not take a right and go through all those lilies and all that hyacinths? There's another one back in there.
Yeah, there's one to the right of you, back on in the hole.
No, I did not. There was two things going on. One was I know my wife. I keep bringing my wife up in this call, but she said, "Hey, you got to be home in 6 hours." I said, "Okay, all right, I'll be home in 6 hours." And it was really far back there. It took me a while to get back there, right? So I was like, it took me a while to get home. And I wanted to fish. I wanted to catch some fish. Right. So I was like, well, I don't have a lot of time to really figure this place out that well. So let me go what I think I know, which is lily pads, isolated lily pads. So I threw a speed worm around. I didn't get any bites. I put on a chatterbait, and as soon as I put on a chatterbait, probably about 5 minutes, I started catching fish with a chatterbait.
Yep.
So this is the jackhammer half ounce. So I know people on the call, you probably know what I'm talking about, but a little half ounce chatterbait, and it had the gold spoon. What do you call it? The lip.
Right.
And it was catching bass, and that's what I used the whole time. I tried other stuff, but the water temp was 67 degrees back there, and it was kind of chilly. It didn't warm up. The wind was blowing about 15, 20 knots, so it was a lot of wind that day, and it was a little rough. So I figured with the wind and the dirty water, the chatterbait makes a lot of noise and vibration. That was gonna be my go-to lure for that time.
that Shane used that number 6 blade.
That
on-
at Donkeyland when it was so cold, he slow rolled that big ass damn spinnerbait.
I saw that when I saw that video. Yeah, I think I even put a
Yeah.
comment like, "Man, spinnerbait. I got to try that next time I go
Yeah.
go there."
Yeah.
So,
But see, Shane's up in Virginia. They're used to fishing that cold, water
oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
When I took my last charter to Donkeyland last week, Hiram, dude, we got there the first day and it was 59 degrees. The water at Donkeyland, I was like, oh my Lanta. And
Yeah.
he still caught, I think he caught 5 that day. How, I don't, just because I knew where enough are laid up at that if I made him pound it long enough, one of them was going to have enough. They were just going,
Yeah.
that's literally how we caught him. I took him around the same area and just, he could get one, we'd make 14 more laps. He'd get another one, we'd do 14 more. But they're spawning at Donkeyland in that one corner where we found, I mean, that was still the last cold front.
yeah, yep.
But
That
now
place-
next week we're back in the high 80s, so we're gonna start Tuesday. We hadn't fished all week, so probably Tuesday to Friday we're gonna pound it.
James, we've got a couple of the snowbirds down here that are giving it up and going back up north, and they are some 2 sweet boats for sale right now.
There are some. Yeah, if you get to looking, I mean,
And they're not that much. I mean, I think the biggest one was like 18,
yeah.
and it's in pristine condition.
That's the thing with these snowbirds down here. I've seen working at the boat shop. These dudes will bring in like a 1991 Ranger. Some 80-year-old man. He's done fishing.
Yeah,
It'll have a 91 motor on it, but dude, that thing won't have a pimple on it anywhere. You're like, wow.
They use it like 3 months out
Yeah,
of the year.
Yeah, they come down here and fish, and it's parked
Yeah.
in a garage. I
Hardly
mean, it's,
no hours. That one Ranger that we heard on our way to Donkeyland that morning, that
Yeah.
guy had.
and the poor guys, they fish hard for 3 months, then they park them. So when they get
Yeah.
back, they have to bring it to the boat shop, get all the old gas out of them, get them, because they just park them and go. So it's in the boat shop for 3 weeks, and they get them out, fish the hell out of them, and it's a horrible cycle they're in.
So it looks like Ray's Outdoors. He fished 2.5 years ago with a 14-foot flats bottom boat, and looks like he was whooping the guys in a big boat. So yeah, you don't need a big boat. I mean,
No,
Yeah.
you don't need a big boat to go catch fish. I mean, the mud boat's 16 foot and it's really narrow, like 48. It's a 48-inch wide bottom, so not too wide, and it's pretty. I can't say it's stable, but it's okay for a small boat. It's not like a big bass boat or nothing. But
Right. But you catch a guy in his big 21-foot damn Phoenix or something, and you let me and Lindy and our little bass tracker not only get around them to get back there,
Yeah.
and then catch more fish, they get grumpy. I mean, they get grumpy,
Well, that's cool, right?
and I like it. And that's me.
hey,
People will notice it too. When somebody gets in on us, I'm the guy. Most people try to hide their fish when they catch it.
yeah,
I tell Lindy, I was like, oh, that would be a good time to catch a big one. And it seems like I'll catch one right in front of somebody like that. Actually, the guy in here that's Kenny MacArthur, Chatterbait Kenny, that's how I met him. I kind of cut him off at Donkeyland so I could fish my hole before he got there and pulled 3, like in 3 casts. One of them was 8 something. So he got to watch me and I know he was cussing me. He still ain't told me exactly what he said that day, but
Mark J, there's nobody crazy enough around here to wade except Roland Martin.
and it's really all in your head. I grew up as a kid wading in Virginia, no gators,
Yeah.
but actually at Donkeyland, I mean, if you sucked your nerve up, they're not going to mess with you if you're not messing with them, unless there's like a bad scenario. There's always a scenario, but you can get by with it. I mean, you just got to suck it up. I mean,
hey, there's some big gators out there.
oh yeah, there's some damn big gators, man.
Yeah, Kenansville has some huge gators I've seen.
And at the back of Three Forks, we had one back there that was trying to get fish we hooked.
Oh wow, okay.
I mean, they get to flopping and dragging.
Yeah,
And that's the thing gets me, when the gators start chasing your bait. It's funny the first couple casts, but that bait is always coming back to the exact same spot. No matter which way it's coming from, it's coming right back to that same spot.
Absolutely. So that Shiner guy said his 2 strokes killing mosquitoes when he goes fishing.
Well, that's our joke. We went with him to Donkeyland. We had our boat, he had his, and he
Yeah.
fired up beside us. And instantly, you know, before he cranked his boat, we were swatting. He
Yeah.
fired that old two-stroke up, man. It was easy peasy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had him go down the canal in front of us.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's true, Kenny. You were catching them too. Kenny calls those the glory days at Donkey Land. He swears it ain't the same. He just ain't caught it on one of them glory days in a while.
Kind of like Okeechobee, it's not the same.
And poor Cranking and Yanking came all the way from Louisiana. We took him to Donkey Land. It was one of those freaking cold fronts, and he never caught a fish.
Never caught a fish?
I caught one, and Lindy caught like what, 4, 5, 7, something.
Yeah,
Of course,
so-
he caught 7.
Yeah, those cold fronts will lock them down sometimes. I mean, sometimes you catch them, but most of the time it's a lockdown. Like, you know, probably right now we had a couple of days of cold. It's probably tough.
Yeah, but about Tuesday they'll catch up. That's what I'm hoping. They're gonna.
yeah. Yep.
And this next full moon, you know, the last one I think put them the spawning. This next one ought to just be like, to me, seems like the prime spawn moon. Because I think they've had this last one to kind of get in it better, and I think this one it's just on for this one.
Yeah, I think so. And you know, not only the bass are spawning, the bluegill will be spawning. So you know, if you like catching panfish, they should be up in the shallows. And a beetle spin, man, I tell you, I sometimes I just stop bass fishing and grab the beetle spin.
Right.
And I'll just catch bluegill bigger than your hand, and it's just a blast.
Well, there you go. Wait a minute, Lindy. Bayou Buck, everybody in here knows he is the beetle spin king right there. I mean, that's his. He's probably typing something about the beetle spin as we speak right now.
We had Steve from Wyoming in. He came down from
Wyoming. Wow.
That's a long ways away.
He went out on a cruise. And then he stopped by here, and we went out crappie fishing with him, and we caught a bunch of bluegills as well as crappie. Well, not a bunch, but we caught a bunch of bluegills, big ones.
Hey, Lindy, when you get your captain's license, you can probably be booked up to the you know what? Because
dude, I have been stalling. Oh my God, I sound like a nervous date or something. Everybody calling, well, it's gonna be right here. Just hang on, just a minute.
Hey, I'm gonna be one of those that book. I'm gonna take my son and maybe my wife if I can get her out there. But my son for sure.
Well, then
you know how to put them. You know how to put them on a fish. I had a ball. I'm so happy you had a chance to. I had a chance to go out there and spend a little bit of time with you and John. So it was good.
Yeah.
There's Joe. We took Joe his first time to Donkey Land, and that's when we caught the water pouring over the dike, and we caught 112 sitting in one hole.
Ooh.
Joe caught 40. Joe caught 43 that day. He said the most bass I think he'd ever caught.
That is crazy. What dike did it come over?
The water was going over the dike into the little lake. That's how high it was.
Okay.
So we went across. You know, you go out the main canal, take the first right through the hole.
Yep.
Go straight across that lake. That hole right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, the middle canal, the back one.
Yeah.
I power poled on that hole because the water was pouring out the other end so fast. It looked like a river pouring through there.
That is unreal. Huh.
We power poled right there on that. Now, we'd catch 10 or 15 and they'd slow down. And, I mean, I'd back off and we wouldn't be gone like 5 minutes and catch a couple and roll right back to it. And that's a fun video to watch.
I have to go find that one.
Yeah. It's the one where you'll see my hands clapping where we do the thumbnail, Lindy and Joe.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the music ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Steve.
Hey, Steve. He's the one that just came down.
Yep. Well, I was just talking about you.
And, you know, all these old timers we've met say Donkey Land is absolutely full of big old crappie.
I haven't never caught one in Donkey Land, but they have to be in there. But it's pretty shallow, but I'm sure they're in the canals, right? I mean, they probably go in the shallows too. But,
you know, I caught about a 13-incher, but I caught it between the motor and the back of the boat plowing through hyacinth.
Yeah.
We got out the other side, and I got back there, and I was having to pull it out. And, dude, that hyacinth started shaking, and I jumped. I thought, you know, I didn't know what was in there.
I know.
So I reach in there, and I keep pulling crap out. I mean, between the motor and the boat, I keep pulling. It was every bit of 12, 13-inch speck I pulled out of there.
Yeah,
I think everything is big there.
Yeah.
Linda, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, yeah, that's the way it is here, dude. If Doc was in here, you just got to say it when you want to because nobody's going to get around to it.
Hey, Matt, welcome. I was just talking about what Shiner guy said the crappie will bite well into spring. I said, yeah, we fish way up to Easter.
We have a video, I think it's from last year, where we smashed them on Easter Sunday. But they were in the river. It's all in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, It's all where they're at in the spawning part. And this cold, like we talked, Norm, I think they shut down the last couple of days. We haven't been out there, but they don't know anything about super cold weather either here.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
so
I mean, 40 degrees or 50 degrees is probably a big impact to all the fish.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
Think about Donkeyland that day when it was at 59. There's a lot of those bass, that ain't a year or two old that have never felt 59-degree water in their life.
Yeah.
They think it's the end of the world.
Congrats, Matt, on winning Cranking and Yanking.
Yeah, I saw you, Matt. You won the giveaway.
Good deal.
Which, while everybody's in here, speaking of which, when I've done hit 1,500 3 different times. So whenever it sticks, we're doing I'm not thinking this week, probably the next week, we'll do our 1,500 giveaway.
Coming up soon. We're not going to pinpoint. Coming up soon, we're going to do a 1,500 giveaway.
And Norm, go ahead.
Go ahead, John. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and the way we do our giveaways is I don't write it. I tell everybody in here, because if you put a thumbnail that says giveaway, you got everybody that bumped into it there.
Yeah. No, I understand. So, man, I forgot what I was going to say. You had
an epiphany there, did you?
Man, I had something going on.
It happens a lot in here, man. Like I said, we're almost an hour in, and we hadn't went clean off the tracks yet, so we were actually doing great.
So I know what it was. So I was at Donkeyland. Now this is my first year ever fishing there. I got a video on that, but you don't have to go find it or anything. I hooked into about a 7-foot gator with a speed worm.
This is at Three Forks?
No. This was Donkeyland.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then they're done that. But go ahead.
Okay. The thing actually ate my speed worm. I was casting it on this was the South Canal, right. And I was fishing the bank, and it was coming off the bank, and I kind of rolling on the bottom, and I thought I got hooked on a stump. I said, "Man, I didn't know it was a stump. I didn't know it was a stump over here." Yeah. And I kept pulling it, and next thing I know, it started moving, it started swimming off. And luckily, the rod and everything held up. I had 20-pound test mono, and it held a gator. I pulled a gator to the boat.
So I guess the last one I hooked was when we did that traveling tackle bag. I don't hollow body frog fish much. I mean, I will, but it's not one of my. So up in the thick hydrilla, I saw it kind of move. The hydrilla, man, I sailed that freaking frog up in there. And it was because it was the top of the gator's head that was making the hydrilla move. So when that frog hit about the first pull, and actually I thought Big Betty done jumped on it. So when he grabbed it, I laid back on it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to set the hook on something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that's 30-pound braid, and I just messed with it till I think he cut it. He got to swimming away, with the line flat on his face. But yeah, I watched. Then he broke the line and swam off literally with that frog shining, like being an a-hole about it.
I think the last time we went to Donkeyland, I had that big one grab mine and took it under and then broke my line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those
gators. Not a gator, it was a fish.
Yeah, the fish.
It was a fish.
It was a fish.
Oh, okay.
I've had a couple of line breakers there, and it was brand new line. So.
Yeah.
Norm, the hole I just told you where we caught so many in that little cut through.
Yep.
If you go straight through it into the back lake, I bet we weren't 80 yards because there was guys sitting in the cut through. We're just going by there in the grass. Lindy had one. It's been about 2 years ago. I can't describe the way it grabbed that freaking bait and took off. And we set our drags, probably like you, my drag is tight.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
5-pound fish or more to start getting drag going, because of the grass and all. Dude, this was like a damn peacock hit. It said, wham, peeled out, never slowed down. She fought it a little bit, and it just kept going till it said, think.
That is unreal. I mean, there's some massive big fish.
I told you,
man. I mean, it's just big.
About a month ago, a dude, or a little more than that now, on a shiner caught a 14-something.
Yeah.
So I switched up to 40 pounds.
Can you imagine a 14-pound bass on artificial?
I'd love to.
That Kenny that's in here has got an 11-pound, 11-something. In the picture of that fish, I can't imagine sticking 3 more pounds on it. Well, that one lady that watches our channel, she's the lady that caught the 13-something at Headwaters this year in her kayak.
That's crazy.
Mary Kelly. They just had it. She made like the recent Bassmaster magazine in the back.
It was 13 and over. They do that replica.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, she got the free replica, and they had her at the big thing. But she was in Bassmasters. That's a big fish.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, there's some big fish in Florida. No doubt. Huge fish here.
That's why we do what we do, isn't it, Norm?
That's why we moved down here.
I need to retire because I don't fish enough. I mean, I get every other weekend's about a max for me. And man, every time I go though, it's like it's just a passion, right, for all of us. And I'm sure everybody on this call right now,
Yeah.
you know, it's something about that challenge of trying to catch a big fish or a fish in general.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, fish in general, but there's something about when that big. And I know we sound kind of arrogant, all Florida, but I'm serious. When it's like over about 7 or 8 pounds, I mean, you can tell when that thing rolls up. But you're like, and if you watch our video, you can hear me. I'm going, oh, because you can feel it. I mean,
That's an adrenaline drug. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Anything over 5 pounds, it's like a whole nother fish. It's like it's not the same kind of fish.
Yeah.
Norm
right? Kills it. Norm kills it. And Norm, one of the first video I watched of yours, and it's funny, and we ought to be able to tell why it drew me to you.
Yeah.
You launched the drone to see how to get out of the hyacinth.
Yeah.
And now you see why that video of all videos. I watched it the first time going, hell, dude, just gas it, man, just hell with that drone.
I had a really bad experience at Headwaters, but yeah, I know now I plow through it. So that was like I was kind of timid. It's kind of like you going out with your girlfriend the first time, like you're kind of timid. You don't know what to do. You don't want to put your arm around her, nothing like that.
Right.
But once you put your arm around her, give her a kiss on the cheek, you get a little more confident. So now I'm definitely more confident when it comes to hyacinth and other things like that. So now I'm plowing through it. But at Headwaters, now when it first opened up the first year, we had
amazing. Wait a minute, let's take our hats off for that.
What's that? What happened?
You said the first year at Headwaters. I said, oh my God, let's take our hats off. Oh my God, that was fantastic. Was that not heaven? Was that not freaking bass heaven?
It was ridiculous how much bass I caught on one trip.
Yeah.
Stupid bass.
The problem was the average bass I was catching was 5 pounds or more. It was just average. It was just huge. But it's not the same now. I mean, maybe for some people, it may be, but
I think that's why I don't tear it up as much because I don't know the magic. It's like going to Disney World when you're 10. Then when you go back at 16, you're like, yeah.
That's not as exciting, right?
I've done seen the fireworks. So good. Like I said, our very first trip there, I went down the main canal. I made that first right in that big canal.
Yeah.
Knew no better. Shut the motor off. We literally started fishing in that canal, heading out.
Yep.
And before I could get my cameras on, get my rod out, I swear Lindy had 30 pounds in the boat. I mean, it was just, I'm trying to look back there. I'm like, I mean, it was just crazy.
Yeah, it was an experience that I won't forget. That first year was probably the best fishing.
Welcome, Grant. That's another great channel, Norm. Grant McIntosh.
You're right, Norm.
Grant McIntosh. I have to check that out. Hey, Grant McIntosh, I'll definitely check that out.
But Norm, there's 2 spots at Headwaters. There are 2 sand humps that I literally never think about until I see them fishing. And then I think about them when I'm running across there wide open. And you probably know where I'm talking about. You go down the main canal.
Yep.
Before you get to the big dirt humps, bear left and go into that bay. In that back corner, as you cut that angle, there's 2 freaking humps out there. They're not even above the water. When I'm fishing that grass, they're not 2 inches under that. And I never think of that. We'll cut across there, getting it in the back. Yeah. And I look at Lindy, and usually while we're going across, I go, where were them humps?
About that time. Whoop.
Well, we didn't hit one yet, but I've had to dart.
That one time we did.
We had bumped it down. Bumps don't count as hits.
Yeah, I almost spent a night at Headwaters. I almost spent a night one night there. I was behind the wind blew. I think it was blowing north. It was like September, and literally it was probably about 100 foot or more of stuff that kind of smashed in. It was like it wasn't this hyacinth. It was like little bushes and trees and stuff that you just couldn't get over, right?
We call those the floating islands.
Yeah, it was a floating island. I tried to push it. I couldn't do nothing. But eventually I got around it. I scratched my boat all up. I took it and sanded my intake. I bent my prop. I got out of there, but it cost me a ton of money to get it all fixed. But it was I didn't spend a night. So that was the goal. And it was something I never want to do again. That's one reason why I got the mud boat.
at least now you've met us, and we may not get your boat out, but at least I'll get back there with you, and we'll both be trapped. You'll have somebody to talk to during the night. 'Cause I'm coming, Norm. I'm coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know, but that was scary. It was pretty scary for me. I was by myself again too. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you the ones that kind of get me is when I got the power poles down, and one of them islands will sneak up and float up on my power poles.
yeah,
Right up against the back of the boat.
Yep.
And you can't lift them, and you can't. Oh, I've had to do I've seen it in commercials, crank it up and literally drag them out from under
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
And
have you ever left a spot with the power poles down, wide open?
Norm, who you talking to? What do you think? I've made it halfway to the truck.
Oh man, they're supposed to come up by themselves if they, they're supposed to, right?
Mine don't.
Yeah, mine don't either. I was probably going about, I don't know. I said, what's wrong with my boat? My boat was kind of doing this number, and I was going about 30. I was like, what is going on with my boat? Did I bend a prop or something? And they said, the power poles are down. And I was like, man, I probably went a quarter mile with power poles down in the water, in the canal.
The ones that'll get me is, you hit the button, and I don't know about yours, but like the left one will come up quicker, and the right one might be an a-hole for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking over my shoulder as I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and I see it come up.
Yep.
Well, that one will be about halfway and get a big wad of grass.
Yeah.
No matter what I do with my hydraulic steering and everything, boat wants to keep going right. And I'm like, what in the hell? Look back, and I'm dragging a freaking small island, behind us.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I tell you, what we do out there as anglers, we do some crazy stuff.
Now, Brim Bass and Beyond here, we took him to Donkeyland. He brought his boat. I'm thinking like a Stratus, something, a big fiberglass boat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he's got one of those gigantic, I call them whale tails. I don't know what the exact name of them are.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yep.
Oh, dude, he had one look like I could hang glide with. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, this grass ain't going to like that worth a damn. And it didn't. It didn't at all.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which I liked it because he made me some nice clear trails through there. I could run for a week after he left.
That's a nice boat, though. It really is.
Oh, look at Bugman. He drug his anchor about 4 miles. We did that with our old tracker red fishing, and I realized I was like, oh, I'm in the bow anchor, and I'm getting it down the waterway. I was like, oh my God.
Oh yeah. I used to drag anchors when back in the old day where you drop your anchor and you pull it up by the hand.
Yeah.
Man, I used to drag those anchors all over the place, and then
But
they eventually break off or something,
Luckily, we were fishing shallows for redfish and was dropping off in the waterway, coming back. So I'm hoping it wasn't, completely on the bottom.
So Brent Bass and Beyond says he's got a Triton TR19. Now that's a beautiful boat.
Yeah. See what Bugman said? He drug the anchor. He said, well, he was 19 and drinking. Younger and learning.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're new at bass, or not a bass fish, when you're new at fishing and you're new at boating, you make a lot of dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
Naturally. I think naturally you just make a lot of mistakes because you don't know what you don't know, right?
Right.
And I've made a lot of I don't even want to talk about what I've done when I first started boating a long time ago.
Now, Glenn, he's talking about, like our bass boats, we used to have anchors. Now we got power poles, so we don't even have anchors anymore.
Yeah,
now,
that's true.
The pontoon, I absolutely chuck a damn. Norm's seen that front anchor. That something must weigh 50 pounds or more.
That's why you got big biceps, John.
That's it. Yeah, that's what it is there, Norm.
You look like Popeye on that right arm.
Oh, Rob, I think I told him the stingray story while we were damn fishing, I believe.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
Showed him the scar and all. Yeah, we fancy Glenn. But, dude, I was old school. I went a long time and said, I don't need no freaking power poles, blabbity, 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 till I bought a set of power poles. And
There's the missing link.
I was literally like, how the hell did we ever fish with that? I mean, it's crazy. The wind at Donkeyland, you'd hook a fish and be all over your spot before you could get the boat.
Yeah.
And now it's we could drop the poles and catch 3 off that spot, and it's like, yeah, that's nice.
I tell you, they are expensive. I mean, I didn't want to buy them at all. I mean, I did not want to buy them. Matter of fact, I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't sell it. I had a rental property that I bought and I sold it right when the prices are high. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna buy some power poles with this bass boat. And that's the only reason why I bought them because I sold a house and had a little bit of extra money. But besides that, it took me a long time to even think about spending that kind of money on power poles.
Now, Norm, have you had to deal with power pole any?
They are well worth it.
No, I have not. So far, mine's been working the whole time. I had them for about 3 years now.
Have you rebuilt the bushings in them yet?
I tightened them. I haven't rebuilt them.
Okay, get with me. I'll give you the email address, and that's their system. They send you rebuild kits for free.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it comes with all new bolts, all new bushings to
Yeah.
completely rebuild your power poles.
Okay. Yeah, they probably
Now-
need to be rebuilt.
Yeah, they probably do at that term. That's when they get a little sloppy. And
Yeah.
tightening them works, but then you start like I did. I started eating the aluminum, and I had to change my back channel.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Which,
okay.
dude, they're great. They do you great. The fiberglass part of it is lifetime guarantee.
Yeah.
You break it, tweak it, you send them an email, you'll have it the next day.
Yeah, that's great. I need to rebuild mine. You know, that dirt road don't help at all because I mean, I see him in my rearview mirror and the power pole is doing this number. I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
that can't be good.
Yeah.
So
And see, I talked to Power Pole about that, wondering if that's what was wearing mine out.
yeah,
And they
yeah.
say it's not.
Okay.
But I still want to come up with like a slingshot, a strap that goes over each one and then
Yeah.
hooks up on my live well damn latch or something, just something to anchor them straight.
So here's a solution. Maybe, you got to, so I buy the power pole covers that are from Power Pole, and it's a really tight snug. I mean, it's like,
Right.
it kind of holds them tight so they don't move as much. Before I had the covers, they were like this, right? But now I got the covers are more like, they're little like this, or not like this. So
now we run a bungee cord around both of ours to
Okay.
hold them together.
yeah,
But still you're wearing the bushing that you have to change the most, that bottom
Yeah.
one on that thick bracket. Dude, I bet you, if you've had them 4 years, I bet yours are gone, man.
Probably.
They're literally, dude, they are the cheesiest little plastic. I mean, they're cheesy, man. I don't see how that's why I truly think that's why they'll give you free rebuild kits, because they're they're really cheesy for what's going on.
yeah, especially
But
for
now-
the price.
Now, Kenny's got blades. Do you have blades? I don't know if you got the blades or the older ones.
Oh no, I have the older ones.
That's what I got, the Pro 2s.
Yeah, Pro 2s. That's what I have. Yep.
Now, Kenny's got a set of new blades, and dude, they're nice. They close up tight and snug. The blades have figured out a lot of the issues me and you are talking about right now.
Okay.
The black pole on the back actually goes up into, I mean, it fits up in it and all. I mean, it's nice. Oh, I've killed my batteries, and the way I do it is running like a 3-day charter in the summer. Because I get home at like 9:30, plug the boat up. By 5 o'clock, I'm bouncing the next morning. So it takes about 3 days, to kill them enough to where I can't catch enough for the next day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that third afternoon when I go to, I don't know if you've seen our motor, it's a push button trim and all that. If I hit a button and that thing goes, beep, beep, I'm like, oh crap, it don't want to listen to me.
Yep.
No, Chris, he had to do some family stuff this evening.
Yeah, he went out to eat. He said he was going to try to jump in if he got home in time. But Norm, we hadn't got to it yet though. How did you do at Three Forks? You don't have to give us numbers, but did you catch fish?
I caught a few. Yeah, my total was 10 bass. Biggest one I'll say is close to 4 pounds, maybe a little bit less. That was my
Right.
biggest. And the rest of the fish were small on the small side. I would say between 1 and 2 pounds.
Were
Right.
they
But
all on chatterbait?
all on chatterbaits. I know I did try other stuff, but it seemed like the chatterbaits, the chatterbaits was the one that actually caught the fish. And but yeah, it was a great time. I mean, I still had just being out there besides being stuck for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Everything else was great.
Was
It's a
it
beautiful
low,
place.
low, on top or lower?
What's
Yeah,
that,
chatterbait.
Lindia?
How deep with the chatterbait were you running?
Pretty shallow. I was in about 3 foot of water, fishing, and I was throwing. So I was focused around isolated lily pads. So you know how on the South Lakes there's like lily pads, and they're kind of like they're not really close together. They're kind of like just different, probably 15 feet apart. Some are like 5 feet apart. Well, anyway, I would focus the chatterbait, and I would actually throw about 4 feet past the lily pad, and I would try to hit the lily pad with the lure. So I was probably about a foot under the water, and then when I popped it out, the bass would hit it.
Oh, well, yeah.
I guess L didn't work. Shane, I was giving you an L for lead, but I guess lithium starts with an L as well. So,
Yeah.
and Norm, I wanted to introduce here Roy Dial is Steve Dial's son, who is the owner of Bass Addiction and Bruiser Baits.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he just recently moved back to Kansas, so I'm assuming Roy is still part of Bass Addiction and Bruiser Baits. Another, I know I keep telling you, but another great channel. He paints baits, like hard baits and all.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I just watched him paint one of those, glide baits about the size of your hand.
So are you selling those lures? The ones that he's painting, or is it more of a hobby? Just
I'm sure, man, he comes from a selling bait family. I'm sure everything got a price tag on it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean that's talent, right? I mean, not just anybody could airbrush.
Oh, I'm sorry, James. This is Norm G. He has another big Florida channel. Great guy. And if you watch his, our videos are fun and laugh at. Norm's will teach you something, and they're really very filmed well. He gets great camera shots.
His are very interesting.
His Norms are very professional.
And informative. Very. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what the hell I'm doing out there. I'm just doing it's more of a hobby and having fun, right? So
yeah, but you put it together very, you know what I mean. There's some videos get just slapped together and all. Like when we took you crappie fishing, you got out there on the ramp and filmed at the tire level of the pontoon going in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
There's another channel we watch, Puddle Walker Outdoors. That dude fishes in creeks, but he takes the time to get the footage up close of a leaf going over the little tiny rock waterfall. I mean, he takes that extra moment like you do.
Well, I tell you, some people out there, they're artistic, right? They have that I guess we'll call it vision before they even videotape what they're doing, and they do a great job out there. Those channels.
Mark J says a big beard helps. Like I said, he's a big trapper guy. Got the big long beard. I mean, he's the big burly man. Okay, that's something funny, Bug Man. I don't use a depth. I mean, I'll look at the depth, but I don't use a fish finder or nothing. The only thing I use off my whole unit is usually the GPS.
Yeah, I use a fish finder in deep water, but I don't use it in shallow water. I do look at the temperature though, so it lets me know where the temp is, and I watch the chart, the GPS to know where I went on the boat. That's about it.
And if you watch our videos, we use the Florida Fish Finder where you stick the tip of your rod down and, and our boat, like we always say, if me or Lindy say it's real deep, that doesn't mean REAL. That means it's REEL deep. And last eye, that's the stuff we say. Lindy will say, how deep is it? And I'll just go last eye, next to the last eye. Welcome, Paul. And I know I've missed people tonight, maybe talking to me, but I'm just chatting with Norm. Sorry if I have.
Yeah, I'm looking at the channel I'm looking at the comments right now.
Oh man, that's the best part of a live, man. Everybody in the comments. I mean, we got a great bunch in here. Everybody's respectful and has fun, and nobody really has thin skin because it gets a little deep in here at times. Most everybody knows we all just picking on each other.
Yeah, I'm just an old country boy from North Carolina. I mean, I'm but I see Cranking and Yanking says live scope. Let's separate the boys from the men. Norm, do you have a live scope? So Cranking and Yanking, I do not have a live scope.
He doesn't either. James hates live. He's trying to suck you in so he can talk shit about live scope.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't have live scope.
Him and Shane like to have their little live scope.
Yeah.
James Cranking and Yanking did a video. God, it's been a year or more ago.
He's so funny.
The kids game where it's the little plastic fish biting and you move the little magnet around and try to catch it. Oh, he gets there and starts it that he's done bought live scope and has the whole world believing he's got live scope.
Hey,
he finally gets up in the bow of the boat and he's actually playing that damn game up there in the front.
That's funny.
It is.
Yes, we are Thumpaholic Fishing.
Thumpaholic Fishing.
Welcome.
We are.
Yes, it's kind of like your fish finder, but it points out in front of the boat a long way and really works better.
Thank you, Joe.
Now I can see it up north. These crappie fishermen on brush piles. I bet it's just magic for that.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people talk about it on Facebook. Headwaters on Facebook, where the fishing guides say, "Yeah, on a live scope, I saw all these bass," and so they use it for sure.
Now, what was funny is Brim Bass and Beyond when he went to Donkey Land. He was using his. But dude, he looked up in front of me one time and goes, my God, dude, there are a shitload of big bass in front of me. I looked over and said, they're probably tilapias.
Yeah.
And then went back to what I was doing,
Yeah, they're probably tilapia.
Hey, they were swimming, it was spawning time. They were out swimming. He was just like,
Yeah.
and every one of them's like 5 pounds in there. He's like, oh my God.
Man, I tell you, tilapia and donkey land were, they're, I mean, I have took my bow and arrow. I got a fishing bow, and I
Yeah.
will go out there and shoot a few sometimes. And man, I'm getting these things, and I weigh them. They're like 6 pounds.
Yeah.
These things are huge.
I got a big gig and all, Batty spearing pigs. I've taken him twice to spear tilapia.
Yeah.
And both times we've gone, it's either really windy, dirt, but we hadn't caught the right time yet. But the minute he leaves, when you're fishing and don't have a gig in your hand, they're bumping the side of the boat,
Yeah. They're big though.
I don't know what I'd do with them. I don't know. Yeah, Joe, I'm not okay. From fishing donkey land, tilapia are our good luck fish. When I start seeing tilapia, I know we're in the bass because they tend to live. They tend to live together. They tend to bed together. And my buddy backed me up on this. Me and Lindy got there. And you know how tilapia will get up in the shallows, Norm, and just do all that flopping and running together?
Yeah, yep.
They're doing it in front of me. I can see the tilapia up in there doing it. For shits and giggles, I flinged a swim bait right amongst their battle and caught a 6-pound bass. I tell my buddy about it, and he swears tilapia bass will come in and try to push tilapias off their beds and reuse them.
I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it.
Because they literally get into these big pushing matches. And that's exactly what it looks like I threw into was a big pushing match.
Yeah.
Dude, when that swim bait hit in the middle of it, the match was over. I guess, the bass part of it was like, oh, I got you. And then I snagged about a 6-pound tilapia in the back somehow with a damn swim bait. And dude, I thought I had the 14-pounder. I was squalling. That fish was cut and dragged sideways. I'd hooked him right in the top of his back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was on.
Thanks, Ted.
And then when I got him to the boat, really, man, I was like, I cannot believe that tilapia hit that swim bait, all the way to the boat. Get him in the boat, and I was like, oh, he didn't hit it.
Yeah, I actually caught tilapia with what do you call it? The man, I can't even think now. The what do you call those lures? Oh man,
Beetle fin?
No, I caught one with beetle span, but I caught him with a Bill Lewis.
Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. I like watching you think about it.
Okay, I have to come back to it. I can't think of the word now. I'm getting old. My brain is not remembering all my lures I use.
Just wait, Norm.
Oh, yeah. Just wait.
And wait till you BS a lot, and then you get confused on what BS you told. It just all gets bad.
Well, rattle trap. Thank you, everybody on the call right now. So yeah, I'm sorry, rattle trap. So yeah,
James and Joe.
I had caught him on a rattle trap in the mouth. It was funny.
Yeah. Joe's on.
Roy caught 2 tilapia in a row on a drop shot one time. They made it to the dinner table.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
I mean, I've ate tilapia. I mean, I'm assuming. I thought about getting some and maybe smoking them and make like fish dip. Because, they make fish dip out of some, they'll make it out of some crappy fish. I mean, not crappy, but crappy.
Like gar, carp.
Yeah, the first fish dip.
Trout.
Dude, the first fish dip I ever made, Batty came down here. He's a North Carolina boy. You met Batty.
Yeah,
and somebody had taken him to one of these stock trout ponds up in the mountains. And he caught I think he spent a couple $100 having fun, one of them deals. So he brings all these brown trout or rainbow trout, whatever it was down here, once whole, he just gutted them. He don't know nothing about a fish or nothing. Froze them. So when he gets down here, I got 30 trout whole in a bag thawed out.
Oh my goodness.
Hell am I going to do with this shit, Betty? The dude, I ended up putting them on the smoker, smoked freaking rainbow trout, peeled the meat off and made fish dip. That was amazing, man.
Good.
Man, I bet that was good.
It was so good.
All the trout fishermen in the world probably would roll over, on the ground for that. But, man, I didn't waste that fish.
I caught a lot of fish with the lipless in North Carolina, but.
Yeah, I catch a lot. Lindy, I catch a lot of bass here with the lipless. And I catch a lot of little bass. I say little, like between 1 and 2 pounds, but I have caught some big, 5 and 6 pound bass with that lure. So, I use them quite. That's one of my favorites, and I can't believe I could remember the name of it. But yeah, that's one of my favorite lures.
Better to catch a brown trout than a trouser trout, there, Buck.
A lipless beetle spin. I was interested.
I don't get it. It don't make no sense to me.
No, I don't have a lip on it, does it?
No, it don't. But whatever. When last time we went to Three Forks, to kind of get back to that,
Yeah.
where you said when you got to the end and you busted into that last lake where you fished. You know,
Right.
you followed, you come out of all the shit, you went across the other turn there at that lightning shack,
Yep.
went all the way down that canal, you pushed through.
Yes.
That's right where me and Lindy started. Once we pushed through that, we started fishing, and we just hung the right along that edge. And I mean, had a good fish down through there. There was a couple big lily pad patches, not
Yeah.
big ones, but
Yeah.
nice ones off the edge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the sporadic ones that.
But
you
is that not a trip that you go through the first lake and it's so choked up you can't get through it? Second lake's choked up. Third lake's choked up. You hit the fourth one, there ain't a freaking weed in it nowhere.
I know. It was weird.
What's the
Yeah.
deal? What is the
Man,
deal there, man?
I don't know. I don't know. But I went through that lake that had no grass in it. And I went east from that point. West. I went west.
Oh,
I'm trying to get my bearings right. I was going southwest. I went all the way to the west side, and that's where I caught most of my fish.
Right,
Pretty
that's
much.
kind of where we ended up going down there.
Yeah.
Did you look on your GPS and see how close you are to Donkeyland back in there?
Yeah, I was close. Donkeyland
You're like
was.
one cow pasture is about all you are from it.
Man, I was going to park the boat and walk Donkeyland, but yeah, it was close.
That's what we did. We got back in there, and I happened to look over to my depth, the GPS sitting there running, and I could see all this blue crap. I was like,
Yeah.
I zoomed it out, like that's freaking Donkeyland right there.
Yeah. It's crazy how it's all connected, right?
That's why I'd like to have an airboat for a while just to do that run.
Yeah.
Leave Three Forks, go over to Donkeyland, cut across the headwater, or not headwaters, but Stick Marsh, come back up.
Yep.
We got checked by a game warden at Three Forks. We left, went all the way around. We're at Donkeyland, got checked by the same game warden in his airboat, and every time he was parked at Three Forks.
Really?
Yeah.
So he just went from Three Forks to the other lakes.
Yeah.
To all of
They
them.
just hit them all,
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
what he makes around.
Yep.
Okay. And what are you checking for?
License. Well, he did the first time, and actually,
He checked us twice, but it's several years apart.
you didn't have one time, did you?
Yeah.
It's something with Donkeyland, and we couldn't believe it. We were like,
Yeah.
That's when we actually signed up for that auto renew.
Yeah, these auto.
Yeah. I got the same thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Somebody asked us about lifetime license, and I did the math. I think I'm about too old for that to be feasible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, really, you do the math. You pay, $500-600. What do we pay for license? Like $20?
Yeah. Something like that.
I mean, that's a whole lot of years there for $700 or whatever it is.
I mean, it might have inflation tied into it now, right? But
Yeah.
like $20-some.
And freaking gas, dude. We went out a while ago. It's like what, $349, $359,
$359.
$359.
Back up.
I mean, are you putting regular gas in your boat, or are you putting in
Hell
the?
no.
Not the
Hell
boat,
no.
not the boat.
We run Rec 92. That shit's like $5 a gallon.
Yeah, I'm putting what do you call it? Unethanol gas, the one that doesn't have the corn
Right.
in it. Yeah.
That's what the Rec fuel is, but I think it's actually leaded, and it's like 92 octane. They sell it like around Okeechobee, any gas station along the lake will have either Rec 90 or Rec 92.
Oh, okay, got it.
Your birthday, wasn't it, Rob?
Oh, I know, Roy. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Did you see the video where we met Rob at Headwaters and me and Lindy got checked by the game warden and I sent their ass over to Rob's boat?
Oh yeah. I saw that video. Yeah.
And told him it was his birthday. Go check Rob.
Good
Yeah.
morning, Tom.
So did they check Rob?
Yeah. And see, Rob, I'd have talked to that game warden and said, look, dude, let me take off flying through here and you follow behind me going by him. And I'm going to holler at him, I'm running you, SOB, or something as they go by. Ted, all the gas stations around here besides selling Rec 90, they sell avgas.
For the airboat.
All these airboats run airplane motors. I mean, you can pull up to the damn Amoco and fill up with damn jet fuel.
That's crazy. How much is that a gallon?
God, I don't know, like $7, something.
$7.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's up there, yeah.
And
But they're like fast break and all that where we went, Norm.
Yeah.
They said they got to have gas on the pumps.
man, I ain't never seen a store so busy pulling in with boats.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, I waited for you when I drove up. I was there like 30 minutes early to be safe,
Yeah.
right? Because I didn't know where it
That's
was.
me, yeah.
Then that new one that just opened up, that Bait Works. They
Yeah.
got all those pumps. It's so much easier to get into.
Yeah, but it's not. It was a nice gas station. I mean, it had a lot of stuff in there. I mean, good.
Oh, it's pretty world famous. You know, Fast Break's pretty.
Okay, okay.
Somebody, I'm thinking Batty or somebody I know from North Carolina was watching some kind of mud truck video from these dudes out west.
Yeah.
And he calls me to tell me that one of them guys was wearing a Fast Break hat.
So I'm way over $1,000 in gas for trapping season. That's what Mark said.
Oh yeah, dude.
$1,000 in gas, man.
Now, Mark, you talk about catching coyotes. If I'm not mistaken, he caught like 30 some last year. How many, Mark? I mean, my daddy used to trap muskrats when I was a kid, but now Mark, I mean, that dude will catch a dog, son. I mean, and they amaze me. He keeps an old crutch in his truck, and he'll like turn a fox loose. That's all he'll use is like one crutch. He kind of holds the fox down. And the part that gets me, then he reaches right up there and opens out. I'll be like, no.
So that China guy says my brother-in-law has to use aviation fuel in his airboat.
Yeah, he's got one of those. I can't think of the name of the motor, but I know it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like my neighbor Gary Brown. Now he runs a car motor, but it's built the biggest he can. He told me, he goes, "It's the biggest I can build it without running nitrous."
Oh my
and
goodness!
I laughed, and he said, "You know how many boats out here run nitrous?" I was like, "No." He goes, "A lot."
Wow.
I had no idea. Now his motor, it's a NASCAR motor. It's like 600 horsepower.
Yeah.
And when he fires it up, it's like being in a NASCAR race. I mean, it's freaking.
It's power. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, they're pretty loud. They're pretty loud on the water.
I'm about to say, Norman, I want your feelings on this. You know, I love Florida.
Yeah.
I love airboats. I love the freedom that a man can own an airboat and pretty much go where the hell he wants to.
Yep.
I mean, nobody says nothing. But damn, I can't take that racket when I'm fishing. It drives me crazy.
I tell you what, Lake Garcia is probably the worst.
I was going to tell you, that's one thing that keeps me from fishing Garcia.
Yeah.
The big tour ones. They get 30 people or whatever up in it. I think, whoa. I mean, it's just
Hey man, it's so loud. It's like it's like ear piercing. And I'm far away, right? I mean, they're a long ways away, and that thing's so loud.
Yeah.
Where do we go where the guy's got the double prop one? Is that at Garcia?
I think that's Garcia. Yeah. I think someone
double
was.
prop one.
Yeah. You know, they got to have a massive engine to turn those.
I was thinking two. Wouldn't it have to have two motors to have two props?
I haven't looked at it that close.
It sounds like it. Is that the guy with the big gator stands on top of his truck?
I think so. Yeah, he's got like a gigantic not mud boat, but airboat. It's like a yacht, and it sounds like a tornado coming through the Garcia.
And I'm not kidding people in the chat. His pickup truck standing on the roof and all is probably about a 12, 14 foot, I'm assuming fiberglass, full-size alligator standing there. It covers the whole top of his damn truck. And then he's got this gigantic airboat that's all painted like a damn gator and swamp. I mean, it's a sight. It is a sight.
It is a sight. Yeah.
There's a lot over at Lake Kissimmee too.
Yeah. And them airboat guys aren't supposed to feed the gators, but when you sit out there and fish all day, when every airboat stops at the same place, every time going around that lake,
yep,
you can't tell me they ain't tossing chickens out there.
Hey man, I don't know what they're doing out there, but I was like, man, I'd be glad when they get out of there when I'm fishing. I'll tell you that. But I keep it to myself. I just keep fishing.
I do too. And yeah, Roy, I'm sure you flipping guys, I bet back in the Reeds, y'all do have some confrontations with some airboaters.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, my breaking in of Okeechobee, learning the bass boat trails, the mud boat trails, and the airboat trails, as they go back in the marsh. Batty comes down here and we're duck hunting my first year. So we went down a bass boat trail. I cut back in. I mean, went through thick shit. Got back here and there was an open strip of water in a current, like in a bend. Dude, we jacked the boat up, put the blind up. I threw decoys all out in the bend of that water. We're sitting there and dude, I hear a mud boat coming. I'm like, I hear a mud boat. That dude come around that corner and next thing he knows, he is absolutely in the middle of our whole set.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it wasn't a pretty scene. He was bad. I'm going, I didn't know this was a trail, man. I come from that way, And at first we're cussing him for driving. It's just a bad scene. I learned a lesson that day.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that.
Which kind of makes my thinking when these guys like at a place like Headwaters and they're sitting in the main, not the, you're not supposed to fish the main canal, but like one of them canals. And Headwaters isn't a good example because it's 25, but let's say somewhere.
Is it 25?
Yeah, Headwaters 25 all over the whole lake.
I'm teasing you. I know.
Okay.
I should be going 25, but I'd be honest, I'm not going 25.
I don't either. I'm just lying too, in case somebody's listening.
Yeah.
But anyway, these guys that'll jack up and fish. Well, the guys crappie fishing in the middle of the Kissimmee River, and we're running out to fish.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's tight, I'm very polite. I'll slow down, go around people. Yeah. But if it's in like a cut through where you got to run, and if your ass is going to fish in the middle of I-95, you got to expect a little traffic to come by.
A little bit of traffic, yeah.
I mean, I'll slow down and be gracious, but don't flip me off because I'm trying to get through that freaking 2 foot of water through there. I mean,
it says it in the regulations book.
Well, that's at Headwaters. I'm talking about like the Kissimmee River, don't.
Yeah. It's in the regulations book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Thanks, Roy. Appreciate you coming by. Thanks for everything Bruiser Baits has done.
Yeah. Roy said he does not sell his lures. I don't know if y'all know.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. He's just a hobby for now.
Oh, I see.
So he come from a salesman fan. I think if the right man wanted some of them, I mean, money talks, BS walks.
Oh, he's got a pretty green one that I spied. So pretty.
So, when's your next trip to Donkeyland? You thinking, Norm?
So I gotta go out of town Monday. So maybe when I come back next weekend, when it gets a little warmer, I probably may hit it next week. Not this weekend, which is today, but next weekend.
Definitely let us know ahead of time. See if we can't roll up there as well.
It's starting to warm up next week.
Yeah, it's supposed to get up in the high 80s by the end of next week. It's gonna get right again.
And I'm behind on fishing, so we're gonna catch up next week.
And anybody watching the chat, when you go over to Norm G's channel and you start looking for a video from Donkeyland, it's not there. He actually calls it by its real name. It's Keenan, but I think do you call it Reservoir or Lake?
No. I call it Kenansville.
Right, but do you call it Kenansville Lake or Kenansville Reservoir?
Kenansville Lake.
Isn't it Reservoir? It's a reservoir, I think, on the map.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Kenansville Reservoir.
Okay. Yeah, I call it.
I'm pretty sure. Like when we do trophy catch.
Yeah.
It brings it up as Kenansville Reservoir.
I see. Okay. Yep.
When we trap muskrats. Yeah, when I was a kid, it was so cool in Virginia. You didn't have to skin them or nothing. Me and my brother would do it. And they'd buy all that whole. So we'd throw them in the freezer and just sell them out. And man, we had big, good play money. But yeah, Donkeyland, that sounds great. What do you got planned for your channel? I know you pre-make your videos, don't you?
Pre-make?
I mean, aren't they like you've already made them and they post a week or two later?
Oh yeah. So I'm working on Three Forks right now. So I'm working on the edits. It takes me a long time to edit a video. It's probably close to 8 hours for one 10-minute video. That's with going through all the footage and trying to do all the edits. So so I do I may do an hour here, come back, maybe do a 2 or 3 hour stint, and then try to finish it up. But I work full time. So I don't get home until probably 6 or so. So it's literally late in the day. Then I try to get it done. But so I should have it posted Tuesday of this week, coming week.
I'm sure that's hard. I got the great advantage of I ain't got a lot to do. I can sit down in the morning and start through footage.
Yeah.
And never let up until the video's posted and I've already had to premiere.
Yeah, I know.
And Lindia knows it. Once I'm in when the videos make themselves, I kind of get them rolling and I swear they just kind of take a life of their own and go.
His creativity, it flows.
And Lindia, she'll come out here to do something and I'll be like, don't. Or she'll ask me a question about something like, do not cloud the creativity. And it's the truth. If I get off of it and go do something else, man, I'll sit here and literally have to watch what I've already done 3 or 4 times.
Good night, Buck.
See you, Buck. And sometimes the flow's gone by then. I'm like, damn it, man.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
And the ones that get me are, I've had it happen twice. I do that and make a video.
Hope so, Glenn.
Go to post it. I'm not scared of a copyright claim. They don't bother me a bit.
Yeah.
But I've had 2 different videos where it actually blocked my video because of the song.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And if you'll notice, my songs are real. I mean, my videos are made around the song, a lot of them.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of it. Oh, dude. So I went back and fixed it, used a different song, but Yeah, Mark got me off subject telling me I was beautiful. But anyway,
he's giving you motivation. That's all.
I made it with a different song, and to this day, when I watch it, dude, it's almost like a step kid. I mean, if that makes any sense. I mean, every time I watch it, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Even though you watch it, and never notice that's not the right song. But for me, it's just backwards. You know, it's just bad. It's bad.
Yep. I mean, everybody has their own personality within their videos they posted on YouTube, right? I mean, that Shiner guy, you know, I know he's on here and he's got his style, and you watch different videos and people have their own style of making videos. So it's just really cool that, you know, people can put their stuff out there and they have a little community around it and, you know, good friends and stuff like that. You get to meet people that you would never meet if you didn't have a channel to post what you love to do, passion to go fishing. So it's really, really cool to be able to connect with people out there.
Oh yeah.
Our friend Bogley here, Bogley's Keeping It Real. He does a lot of underwater diving.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, Bogley knows what's coming. He does all these underwater footage up north.
Yeah.
And I nicknamed them the Manatee Chronicles. But Norm, what you just talked about, I don't know if you saw what I posted on my community page today. I shared a comment from a gentleman on one of my latest videos.
Yep.
Do you read that by any chance?
I did not see it yet. No.
Well, check it out. It affects you and me and everybody that makes a YouTube channel.
Wow. Okay.
Because he talks about how a blue-collar guy living in North Carolina can't afford to catch a bass in Florida, can't bugle in an elk in Colorado, can't kill a big whitetail in Texas. So he appreciates guys like us that he can do it at least through us. And try. I mean, it's great. It's a great compliment. It makes you feel good about what you're doing.
Yeah. That comes close to home, you know. So long story short, when I grew up, my mom did have me in high school, so I kind of give you an idea. Back in North Carolina, didn't have any money, didn't have nothing. Right? I grew up in the trailer parks in North Carolina. Very, poverty for many, many years, and now that I'm older, and had the opportunity, to have the opportunities of going to school and all that, going through the military, and now I'm able to have. Now I got 2 boats. My wife reminds me every day I got 2 boats, and why do you need 2 boats? But anyway, to have the ability to actually live here, where we live right here, have access to the lakes that we have, and have the boats to actually go and afford the fishing lures and all these other things to do this stuff. I'm very grateful, and I can relate to what he is saying, so because I know a lot of people cannot do that kind of stuff. And
me the same way. Yep, I lost my father when I was young. We struggled. My mom, she went to college and school and work, and she made it, and she raised 2 girls, and it was hard for us too. I'm right there with you. It was a struggle.
Can only imagine. Yeah.
And Norm, do you know Jack? He sure normed you like he knows you. He's another great guy.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to take some time and go back on his video and go look at all these comments.
Anti doesn't have a channel. He is like the ultimate chat person. He's so mysterious. Nobody knows where he's from. He's very, very intellectual.
And
opinionated. He knows a lot about Florida, so I think he lives in Florida. He won't admit it.
Yeah.
He'll win a giveaway and won't give you his address. He'll tell you to give it to somebody. I mean, he's very secretive. It might be Donald Trump or somebody like that.
Yeah, it could be. Hey, it could be Roland Martin.
It could be Roland. No, Roland could never do that.
Oh, okay.
You saw him trying to get on our live. There's no way.
Yeah. Well, Bugman 22 said, I'm a vet also. That's awesome.
And see, my pops is 20 years retired from the Navy, so I grew up in in the Navy, might as well say.
Yeah. The Navy. I was in a Coast Guard.
See, wait a minute. Lindy swears Anti is really Parabellum Fishing. It's the same person. Look what Joe just said. You hear that, Anti-Jack? Nobody knows. Evening, sir. See, and they're always running these little jokes. They know, Joe knows more. That's damn Maury Povich stuff they pulling on me here.
So I was in a U.S. Coast Guard. And I spent 8 years in the Coast Guard, and my rank was the electronic tech. I was actually stationed in a few places, but I stationed at Cape Canaveral out of a 210 cutter. It's called Confidence. I don't know if you know that if you're local, but Cutter Confidence is still there. and I spent a lot of time at sea. Getting, I did a lot of migrant and drug interdictions when I was here in the service.
And if I'm not mistaken, in the pontoon, we figured out you were working the Coast Guard at the time Batty got rescued by the Coast Guard.
Yeah, well,
and it could have been like really close to meeting each other at that point.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him your background.
Yeah, Shane's ex Air Force, and he got paid to lay on his belly and pass gas. We learned that.
Hey, that's awesome. My son is 15 right now, and he wants to go into the Air Force, and I'm trying to get him to continue that path, right? I think the service is great for young men and women, especially if you don't know what you want to do. A lot of times we don't know what we want to do a lot of times out of high school, but it's a great way to get established for sure. It looks like Bugman 22 is also electronic technician geek. He was a systems tech.
Yeah, on these lives, he's always helping somebody when they can't figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Shane worked the refueler planes, laying in the back, refueling fighter jets, That's why he said, that's what he told us. He goes, I actually laid on my belly and passed gas. But he's passing it from one plane to another.
Hey, that's gotta be hard work, Shane. That cannot be easy to do.
But you imagine if it doesn't spook you, what views that man has got to see laying on his belly out the ass of a plane.
Man, that's got to be some. It's probably high risk, right? I mean, he probably got some scary moments. Yeah.
But he's looked down on some. He's had views none of us will ever see.
Yeah.
What's up, Freezer Bound Outdoors? But we're getting down here towards. We got 14 minutes, but I remind everybody in here, 1,500 subscriber giveaway coming soon. We've already got a bunch of bruisers in. Man, Bruiser Bait, I told Steve we was doing a giveaway, and all that in that picture that y'all saw on my community page is what he sent today. I mean, it's a wad already.
Yeah.
Plus more added.
We're not going to say, but.
Yeah.
So what is your subscriber count right now, John?
Let me see. I looked a while ago. It was $14.99.
$14.99. Okay.
I mean, 14. Yesterday I hit 1503. Wake up this morning. Now let me back it up. Day before yesterday, I hit 1502. Wake up the next morning, I was 1497.
Well,
during that day, it got back to 1502. Woke up this morning, this morning, and it was back to 1497. Now I've got up to 1499 today. And dude, if I wake up in the morning, it's 1497. I'm gonna have another damn fit. And it's really that I don't really care. It's just the damn fact of it. It's like watching a freaking clock, waiting on lunchtime or something. I mean, God almighty.
Yeah, well, look, I know you notice already because you have a YouTube channel. It will fluctuate. Mine goes up and down by 5, plus or minus 5. Within a week or two. And I'm like, what happened? They must saw a video that it's like, man, this guy sucks. I'm getting out of here, right? So, but it does fluctuate between plus or minus 5, 3 or 4, throughout the weeks. But eventually you gain. You gain more subscribers than what you lose. So you continue.
I don't even complain to Lindia because every time I go in there and say, damn, we lost 3 subscribers.
Yeah.
Her first comment, what did you say?
Yeah.
Every damn time,
Hey, look, it happens to all of us, though. It's not you, so don't think it's you, right? It's happens.
Well, a lot of it, I know guys that used to watch my channel that are absolutely gone now. They don't even do YouTube. And eventually that channel's got to get wiped out. I mean, some point they're going to have to ditch it.
Yep.
Shane, I ain't worried about it. See, we're not like Shane Flint who can go up like 1,500 in 2 days like he just did.
Well, he knows that John Reed.
Yeah. Norm, do you know the North Carolina comedian John Reed?
I do not.
The redheaded guy. That thing got a Hemi. That kid, that guy in the commercials.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy. Okay. Yeah.
Stand-up comedian. Yeah, Shane Flint knows him. Got John Reed to post his channel on his freaking Instagram or something.
Hey, he's just got a strategy. That's all.
He did.
He's got a strategy, man.
Dude, I videoed Roland Martin giving me a freaking massage and didn't gain a damn one.
Man, YouTube is difficult. It's hard. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it really is to have a channel and try to gain. I mean, if your goal is to try to gain subscribers, right? It's not easy to do. I turn it more of a passion. I can't look at subscribers like that because when I was younger, I used to be like, John, I'll be like, man, I'm not getting no subscribers. But then I quit worrying about it. So now I just do it for fun, and I don't, it's just more of a hobby, and I don't get caught up in it too much.
And To be exact, I think Lindy called you opinionated before me. I just followed her lead. And Any Finn, I know you think I'm obsessed with Roland Martin, but I am. That dude was my hero my whole freaking life.
Yeah, I have to say the same. Yeah.
I mean, and yes, when I get to talk to him kind of regular, and yes, I'm like giddy like a little schoolgirl. I mean,
we're just all ears and eyes when we see him.
And dude, I feel him full of so much BS about I want to learn how to shiner fish from the best in the world. Please take me with you. But that old man knows I'm just trying to make a video in the back of his boat. He knows it. He can sense it. And I'm smart enough to know the only reason Roland Martin calls me, he wants to know how the fish are biting at Donkeyland. I know it as good as I'm freaking standing here. I don't care.
He is.
I've been used by a lot less for a lot longer, so.
Yeah.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
I know you were who I was talking about. And yes, I put Roland Martin above. What did I tell somebody yesterday? Oh, it was Hog Legs woman Melissa talking about you being a captain. I said, now she'll be my second favorite captain, right under Crunch. Oh, Bug, I can't record the calls because I know everybody in here has probably heard Roland Martin tell stories, but you ain't heard them till there's an F-bomb added about every 3 words. It's amazing. I stood there with my mouth open. It was like, I mean, it's still got the sun and all that in it, but I mean, it's the effing sun, and I mean, it's great.
It's not the TV version that we all heard, right? Or the YouTube version.
And not Kangaroo Joe. I never liked Kangaroo, but that man has a camera switch. I mean, we've been standing there and him F. I'll be holding my phone up F. When I turn and go boop, he's like, "Hey, folks, Roland Martin here." I mean, it's that instant. It's so fun.
Hey, that guy's got skills, man. He can do the camera stuff. I mean, he knows what he's doing, right?
And I mean, it's not sad. It's kind of cute still, I guess, where you can see the age is making him fumble. Like he posted a video not too long ago that the sound was absolutely jacked up on the whole damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
and you're like, oh, yeah, he's got enough clout. Everybody just goes, oh. Where if I did it, the comments would rip me a new one. Everybody's just, oh, Roland's getting old. All right, Ted, don't work too hard, brother. We're not far behind you, Ted. We got 8 minutes. So, Norm, what do you want to? Let's boost your channel. What do you got to say about your channel?
Oh, we don't got to boost my channel, but
that's what you're here for, is to boost your channel.
I was coming to talk to everybody and talk to you, but really the channel is just a passion. It's not, the intent behind it is to help people fish. And if you notice, that's kind of why when I do the videos, I try to put the why behind what I'm doing. And I hope it doesn't get too boring with some, because I do get comments say, too much talking or whatever. But I want to just, because this people, when I was a little boy, kind of like Bill Dance, right? And I saw a comment on here that I like Bill Dance. And I'm the same way. Like Bill Dance always kind of talked about how he worked the lure, why he was fishing in this area. He would show the points and he had like little graphs. So I'm not as good as Bill Dance by no means, but I like to kind of do the same thing about the lure, why I'm using the lure. So it's really, for me, it's a passion. I don't expect anything out of this for the next, 10 years. I'm planning on doing this as long as I can, as long as I'm able and have the help to do it. Right. But it's really just trying to show and share, maybe because I get a lot of little kids, especially when I go to the boat ramps, like at Headwaters. I have a little kid come up to me, hey Norm, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, take a picture. I'm just a regular guy that works just like everybody else, but I took a picture with a guy and it probably made his day. And
well, you're like us, you're local boat ramp famous.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Once we get out of this area, nobody knows who the hell we are.
Oh, heck, no way. Yeah, nobody knows.
Headwaters, Garcia, and Donkeyland, dude, I'm a star. So me and Lindy are stars.
Hey, you are a star. When I really didn't know you that well, and I saw you, I was like, man, that's Small Water Charters right there. Just went by my boat. That's cool. And I watch your videos.
That's how we met Mikey Balls, because he noticed we had a Yamaha on a bass tracker. Remember, Mikey Balls started with an old beat up bass tracker.
He sure did. It was all raggedy bass tracker, man.
Yeah, he looked over and saw that Yamaha on ours, and he had to come over there. He's like, I have never seen a Yamaha on a bass tracker.
He called it tricked out.
He called it our tricked out tracker. I mean, he loved it. He loved our boat.
Hey man, I like your boat myself too. I mean, it's awesome. I like the way it's set up. I like your platoon boat too. That's really, I mean, that's like a little yacht on the water, right? So it's
It
pretty
is,
pretty
man.
comfortable.
It is our
It's fun time.
fun. And like I said, we just went out with Steve and his wife and Deke and his wife. I mean, we had 6 people on there, man. And if you go watch that video, it is nothing but laughing from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, the fish aren't in that video. Fish aren't even really the focal point. It's just the laugh and the fun we had in the boat.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, but again, it's about a community, right? I mean,
Right.
it's like you said, a boat ramp. People they know who you are. Last time I was at Headwaters, there's not Headwaters, Kenansville. There's a little kid, you know. You probably saw it in the last video I made.
duck
If you had a
hunting.
chance to look at it, you know, he's shooting ducks.
Yeah.
And this little kid reminded me when I was a little boy, the little long hair in the back, you know, and you know, just a little country boy, right?
Yeah.
And the way he looked at me with his little eyes, you know, I feel like, man, I just want to give this kid something, right? I just want to like, let me put you on a video and you tell me how you kill your ducks. And I just want to, so he can show his little friends, hey, look at me on video.
Yeah.
Because, you know, these little boys and girls, they're just looking for, you know, some excitement and fun and things like that, you know, something to share a hobby with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And dude, it ain't just the kids. You know, one of them last Kenansville videos we did where the 2 guys are in the boat and we wave at them and they hollered.
Yeah.
We after we left, we met them up at the restaurant, man. And I mean, they were giddy about being in a video. And these were grown ass men, and they were just excited about it. Yeah. That's when, you know, I did my normal thing. I was, you know, hey, do you watch YouTube videos? And normally people say, yeah, and I have to tell them about the channel.
Yeah.
I said it to them guys, and the guy in the back said, I watch your stuff, Small Water. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
well, hey.
You're pretty popular, hey, Johnny. You know, if you look at Donkey Land, Kenansville, Headwaters, you know, you'll see your videos, and you know, people watch that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I knew you before we even talked.
Welcome, Jack Shore.
Yeah.
But back to what you were saying, where people comment on your video about, you know, too boring, you talk too much.
Yeah.
Dude, I get, you know, love the music, the comment right under it. Why don't you turn the music off so we can hear nature? I mean, it's just no pleasing.
No. And that's kind of how you got to look at it. Because sometimes I actually got to delete comments because they're kind of like really bad, right? It's like I don't even want kids to see this comment. But you know, I don't get too caught up into it. People are human, and they're gonna have their biases and how they want to hear or see things, and that's okay, right?
Right.
And I'm putting myself out there in the whole world, right? So I gotta take it. If I'm gonna put myself out there, I gotta take the input and be okay with it.
And you know, how many times you think I hear, I bet your wife caught more than you.
Oh, I say that to you all the time when you're in the comments.
Dude, everybody's got to have a gimmick, and I'll take that. I mean, I'm good with it.
It took me forever to learn to fish, to catch more than him. He is a great fisherman.
I've had her in the boat, same bait, same lure. I mean, here on vacation on Okeechobee, I mean, her damn near in tears, like, why can I not catch one and you're just wrecking them?
Yeah.
And Norm, the story I tell is I turn around and I look at her. Baby, I don't know. And as I'm talking to her, looking at her, I flip the bail and I go backwards over my back with a spinnerbait.
Being a show off.
Never look back. And I'm like, I don't know why you don't catch. And caught one over my shoulder back. It was one of them 1 in a million shot. And I'll never forget her just looking at me like you are an asshole. You are a big old bitch.
Linda can catch some fish. I watch her. When I watch the videos, I see her catch them, and you know, and you know, you don't see many females. At least I don't see a lot of females that fish, right? And she's got it. Like some people, when they go fishing, they don't really have it. But Linda has a natural ability to catch fish. Whatever, you know, she just has the ability to know where to throw a lure, how to work the lure, and how to hook the fish and get it in the boat. She has that ability, and not many people have that, you know. So it's kind of a skill. It's a skill set.
It's a passion. It's the love. It's everything. It's
like
everything. Yeah.
It's like the guy just took fishing. Our buddy Hiram, who comes on charters, he does not have that.
Right.
I mean, I'm trying to teach him, you know, showing him how to tweak or twitch, which is literally twitch, pause, twitch, pause. And I have to tell him, dude, you look like C3PO is doing it. And I mean, I'm serious, and I don't know. I couldn't explain how to make it not look mechanical when I'm telling him to go. I'm telling him to go mechanical, twitch
Yeah.
his ball, twitch. And he would do it, and it was literally like a freaking robot doing. I was like, dude, that looks so unnatural as hell. You know, and he just don't. I mean, I
He
couldn't.
knows it too.
He know he'll
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah.
You know, we're out there fishing, and I said, dude, all you need is one bite, you know, and you can have your biggest bass. He goes, yeah, but I need, you know me, I need a Hiram fish. He goes, I need one that'll start biting at the bait and won't quit till it gets to the tip of the rod. I said, I know Hiram.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why he's a good captain or charter
Yeah.
person to take him, because if anybody's going to put him on a fish, it's John.
and you got to spoon feed him. I mean, I have to spoon feed a bass to Hiram. I do. Where coach, dude, he'll stand in the front of the boat, and I can just hand that boy his rod, and I mean, he's gone. You know, he ain't the world's best fish. He don't catch so much, but that dude will fish. I mean, as long as you stand him there, because you know, like I do, that's the secret to Donkey Land. If you make long casts and bunches of them,
It's a numbers game. Yeah.
it's gonna happen. It's odd. People are like, how do y'all catch so many bass there? Because we're there every damn day, man.
I fished for 10 hours, but only, I caught it, it took a long time. The 10 minutes, it only took 10 hours to get 10 minutes of footage.
Right, but if you go back the next day and do 10, and the next day, and eventually you're going to have that golden day.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. Parabellum Joe is another great channel. He likes to teach. He's getting into pouring his mold or pouring jigs. Bought him some molds and all. He's expanding his horizons.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's also a talent. Making lures, pouring rubber, and making lures and jigs. I mean, and also the lead itself. That's talent.
Yeah.
And anything I think you're a guide, it is. I mean, I can tell people I'm a fishing guide. I'm Dr. Phil. I'm a damn. You got to know when to turn the radio on. You got to know when to turn it off. You got to know when to pick a rod up and fake a damn hit. I mean, you got to know how to keep something going,
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny. My guys will tell me, they're like, we'll pull on a spot. And I'm like, okay, this is the spot, man. You're going to crush it right here. Next forecast. Turn around and look at me and go, you've said that every time we've rolled into somewhere. I was like, and I'm going to be right before this damn day is over. I'm not going to get out of here.
Hey, John, I can only imagine guiding, man. It's got to be tough. I don't do that, right? I fish by myself, and I can only imagine trying to teach somebody what I'm doing because it took me 30 years to get where I'm at, right? I mean, I've been fishing since I was a kid, probably more than 30 years, but I'm not really counting when I was 6, 7, and 8. I'm counting when I was like 12. But it's like it takes a long time to learn how to fish, and really, if somebody doesn't know how to fish, it's really hard to teach them.
But Norm, it really simplified my fishing because I've learned I'm catching them. I fish them the same way I do, but I've learned you give me a spinning reel and a damn swim bait, we'll go catch some fish. Ain't no big deal. And these guys got 14 rods out and all. I'm like, you spinning around in circles, man. There ain't but two. Fish are very simple. They bite when they want to. They don't bite when they don't want to. They only want two colors, light or dark.
Yep.
I mean, it's literally, and everybody spends millions of dollars every year is spent to catch a fish. Got a brain about the size of the end of your damn pinky right there. They're thinking eat, rest, eat. I mean, there ain't a lot going on.
Hey, John, those fish with small brains. Those fish with small brains, I have a hard time catching them sometimes.
And it's because I think we overthink them, dude.
Yeah.
You got to think like a damn small brain to be the no brain or to catch a no brain. You must be the no brain.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's why it's right up my damn alley. But Norm, it's 10 o'clock, dude. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Hey, I appreciate you and Lindy having me here and the people on this call. So, hey, the video is coming out Tuesday. I should finish the edits tomorrow. I will have it posted Tuesday at 5. You want to see the latest Three Forks video. 5
I'm
o'clock,
all over it. And we may do Three Forks. I know I got a charter wanting to go, so me and Lindy's going to have to go. We may go this coming week, and we'll follow you up with a Three Forks.
Hey, going out South Lake, going that far corner over there, right, with lily pads.
That's kind of where we head anyway, so that'll work.
Yeah, for the swim baits that you're throwing, and I had a great time. So I'm sure you will. You probably do a lot better than I will.
You never know. We'll see. But Norm, these names you've seen in here, I'm sure you're going to start seeing them in your comments on your videos.
Yeah, I'm going to.
everybody in here is good people that'll follow. You know, I mean, they're what you want right here.
Sounds great. I'm going to subscribe to these teams here too.
Yeah, and to make it easy on Norm, guys, if y'all go, leave a comment, say you're from over here. That way he knows who to follow right back. I mean, that'll keep you doing a lot of back searching if they'll just come to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna back search just to be safe. I'll back search anyway just to be safe. But thanks for having me, John and Lindy. I appreciate it.
Norm, thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
And we want to thank everybody that come in tonight. We had a great time. Our super chats people. I mean, I don't know if it's still at the top. It's way up there, but Mark J, Carl, Ted. I mean, thanks to everybody.
Yeah.
We had a great one. We missed Doc. Doc, if you watch this later, come back.
Yeah.
And to all the new people, Bugman, Giga, all you guys, man, I appreciate y'all coming over.
Yeah.
I really do. And I guess I'll see y'all next on Hog Legs Live. All right, everybody. See ya. Have a good one.